Peterka in now with the extra man back on for Buffalo to the wing, and they score. Binnington dove over but just couldn't get there. And the Buffalo Sabres get the overtime power play goal.
Let's get nasty on a Friday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. 201. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. I had mentioned before, guys, that I had kind of felt for the Blues following their loss to the Bruins. Obviously, a team that was kind of gripping their sticks, and a team that was obviously playing with some effort, and they wanted to rebound from that 8-1 loss to who the hell was it? What was the second 8-1 loss that they suffered?
Keep up.
Oh, that was the Capitals.
Senators and Capitals.
Oh, yeah.
Capitals were the second 8-1 loss. So I thought, all right, this is a team that is playing with pride and all that else. Last night,
What happened?
they're not good. Let's just say what it is. This is not a very good team. How many times last night? I mean, Marsh, you and I were sitting there watching
breaking down the film
for the second time, and we're watching guys like Oscar Sundqvist get kind of pushed around, knocked around, doesn't have his guy in front of the net. His man winds up scoring, and then he shoves another like a Sabres player that had really nothing to do with anything.
That goal got called off, though.
Thankfully, it did. Still got outworked. You had other instances where, guys were caught puck watching. You had a breakaway at one point where nobody came within the frame within, 10 seconds? There was nobody to dump the puck off. There's nobody to get the rebounds. Fundamentals overall, not great at all. This isn't a good team.
Anthony, if they don't hit the post, though, they win the game.
You know, mark of a good team, find ways to win. So maybe this is a situation where the scales will be evened at some point, and they won't hit the post. Jordan Kyrou won't hit the post, or Nathan Walker won't hit the post, and they'll wind up winning these games. But for right now, you don't know how to win. This team doesn't know how to win.
Maybe, I don't know. Move people from out in front of your net. I think we can start there. That would be a good thing to do. Like, not let people park in front of the net. That goal that you were talking about was called off, but there were people. I haven't played goalie yet in the NHL. Still time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I would imagine that it's hard to be a good goaltender when there are a lot of people in your face and you can't see the puck.
Yeah.
And then the puck just, you don't see it until you hear it. And then it's already in the back of your net. And you're like, when they make that? How'd that happen? Yeah, it's a lot of people in front of you. Mm-hmm. Get the hell out of my way. Move them. Get bodies out of the way. Get bodies on bodies and move them from in front of your goalie so he can do what he does best. I think we can start there. Other than that, man, I don't know how you. If you're saying they're not good, that's a problem. Let me turn this down. Sorry, my computer is making noise over here.
Good.
If you're not good or good enough, it's going to be a problem. You're going to have a long season, and I don't know if we can continue to blame it on injuries. Like you're dealing with injuries. Every team does.
Yeah.
I think Connor McDavid missed some time earlier this year. He's still pretty good. He's back doing his thing. Like when you're missing players, yes, it hurts. But getting a penalty right before overtime and they just let the clock wind on down, you were going to hold on until we can get the period, the overtime period to get started, and we're going to score in overtime.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just not good hockey, and it's frustrating. You lost 7 of your last 9 games. It's not great, right? That doesn't feel good. And I told you all, we've talked about this, losing is contagious. It's like a disease that permeates through. What's that movie where it just kind of
Losing is a disease.
Yeah.
The Denzel Washington
Was that the one?
documentary?
Or am I thinking?
No, that's the
or am I
Natural.
thinking Osmosis? No, I was talking about the one where the disease gets into you.
Oh, Osmosis Jones.
Like when it's like you see it.
Yeah. You talking about the one with Denzel Washington?
Well, that one too. That was 7, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't 7. That was Morgan Freeman.
I think you're thinking of Osmosis Jones. Osmosis Jones. Yeah, the animated movie with Bill Murray eats the egg, and then all of a sudden Osmosis Jones goes down there, and his best friend is that little red pill.
Yeah, I don't know. But either way.
I thought you were talking about the one where
that
Denzel Washington and John Goodman.
It's time is on my side. Whoever was singing that had that. You get away from him.
Right.
He's crazy.
Yep.
No, you don't want to be around him. Yeah, I mean, the Blues kind of have something permeating through the entire locker room, and once you get it,
they almost look like a team that is waiting for somebody else to make a play. You know, like
that's not great.
Like they're not playing fundamental hockey to get back on track. They're waiting around for somebody to make a play, or if they do get the 2-goal lead like they had against the Bruins, okay, now we just hold on for dear life. This is a team that has clearly lost confidence. I don't know what Drew Bannister does. I mean, you could play Zach Bolduc more. You can shift some things around. But at this point, the guys that are on the roster have to play better. Bottom line, they've got to do a lot of the small stuff that actually winds up being big things to help you win games. And they've got to find their confidence back that way.
Well, and I'm honestly, like, I understand that injuries are a huge factor into what we're seeing right now. Like, there's no question about it. But, like, I've seen them play good hockey without their top guys.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it anymore.
Right.
I've seen what it looks like. They've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
And now they're not.
Right.
So what's the difference?
It's not like they were world beaters at the start of the year, is what you're saying.
Oh,
with
no,
Robert Thomas.
Well, I personally didn't think they looked that great when they had those guys. Now, some players looked good, but when your power play stinks and you're giving up goals, what was it? There was 2 games where they didn't give up the first goal, and I think one of those games they just went to overtime because it was a 0-0 game.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the writing doesn't tell me like that's a good team. So like throw that out. But like I've seen them like without Broberg and without Thomas, they've had a good game. Like so I don't like it can go like they can do it. They're just not doing it.
Right.
The movie is Fallen.
There you go. Thank you. There's the Blues have fallen here.
Yeah. Whoa.
They have fallen.
That's a trend. That is professional, right there.
That frustrated me. I mean, you get your ass kicked in the 2 8-1 wins. Last night, you just got outworked, in my opinion.
And Buffalo's not a good hockey team.
No, which is why you had 1-0 lead. Then you had a 3-2 lead. Then they get a goal, but it gets wiped off. You still give it away.
Give it right back.
And then you fall in overtime.
Give it away now.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Beastie
Boys.
It would be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Good try, though.
What a crab.
Yeah, good try. Good effort, Carey, on that one.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you guys have any ideas of like what they do from here?
You play harder, man. Like you, at some point, pride has to kick in. You have to make a decision. You have to watch the film. There is a time where and every professional athlete, every collegiate athlete has sat in that room and watched themselves on film, and you have no answer for what you did. There is nothing you can say. There is nothing you can, there is no excuse. There's no sound reasoning. It's you, and you're watching yourself on film, and you don't recognize what you're doing or why you're doing it. And I think if they're watching film and they're watching themselves, if you're watching players park in front of the net, and you're a defenseman and you don't decide to move them out, somebody's going to ask you, what do you know what the job description is at this point of time in this part of the game? Should he be there? No. Well, why the hell is he there? I don't know. So that's really the only way, like watching the film. What did you turn this puck over for? I don't know. Was that a good decision? No. Why do you continue to do it? I don't know. Why are you not doing the things that you are coached to do? And if you can figure that out, and more times than not, it's not about skill set. It's about effort and doing the right thing, making the right play, not doing too much. And that also happens when you're struggling. You got guys start to try to do things that is not in their job description. I don't need you to do that.
Yeah.
I need you to do the things that are in your job description better than you're doing them now. If every person does the things that they are hired to do better, or at least to the level that you were hired to do them, we can probably have success. But the moment you start doing things that are out of character, or you stop doing things that are in character, we're going to lose. And that's where they are. They are a team that has not figured out how to play hard for 60 minutes, how to fight through, how to not make poor decisions, and they keep losing. Well, and until you fix it, you're going to lose.
Even like at the end of the first period last night, puck is like on the other end of the ice. And there's like, what, less than 10 seconds left, and Buffalo almost scored.
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
they fed
because
it.
you gave, and I don't want to say you gave up, but you did. You stopped playing for the remainder 10 seconds, and they almost scored. Thank God he got Jordan Bennington in between the pipes.
But even that rebound, that kicked out pretty wide. If somebody's standing there with just another second on the clock, you bury that one too. You're absolutely right. You got a lead last night in the first period. You still found a way to head into the first intermission with down 2-1. You start slow. You don't finish well. Second periods are okay. This is not a winning team.
I think last year the big discussion was, okay, you're not beating teams that you should.
Right.
And now you're
not beating teams.
Well, yeah, but like you're giving up points too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're in games. I know we talk about the 8-1 losses, but like some of these games you've been in the games. Like
Right.
you've played well enough to be in games. And you're not finishing those games out. You're not getting those points for whatever reason. A turnover at the red line. You know, you and now last night you got a point, thank goodness, but you took a damn penalty at the end of the game.
That
like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Like, how do you? That's what I'm saying. Like, you're doing too much things that are out of character. When you watch, when I wish every person could sit in the film room and watch. Like that's the worst part of the job, is when you have to watch yourself on film and your peers are in there and they're like, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't know what that is.
Yep.
And then it's their turn. I don't know what the hell he's doing either.
Yep.
Like, we're all taking turns. I've had games where I remember this like it was yesterday. We were playing the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, and it felt like every drive offensively, one position group took a turn on messing up. Every single drive. It was the quarterback, then it was the tight end, then it was the running backs, then it was the offensive line, then it was the receiver. Like, every drive, it's like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, how are we taking turns? Like, at least normally it's one group, but everybody got their hand in. Oh, I got you this time. I'll end this drive for us. Make sure we don't get any points on this one. And that's what the Blues, they're taking turns, because it's not just one person. Because if it's one person, you can sit that one person down. But when it's a multitude, when you got multiple people on different levels taking turns, making mistakes, you just put your hands up and like, okay, I don't know.
And the frustrating thing is, you know, what you just mentioned. It's coming from guys that have been on this team.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not like they're rookies.
Right.
It's not like it's their first time here.
Yeah. There's no learning curve.
You've been here.
They got to play better. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Thursday Night Football. Hey. Some questions were answered, and then other questions were answered that I don't know if CD will be in favor of what I'm about to say about his Eagles. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals are here to help you out. They are tailor-made for your business and can meet your budget and your schedule. They understand the job site cleanup for contractors can be a mess, but setting up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it will be one less thing you have to do during cleanup, and we know how messy the cleanup can be. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can help your business's cash flow. If you own heavy equipment, it breaks down time and time again. Eventually, you're going to have to get rid of it. It's time to let it go, and Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They will haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. They offer a convenient drive on scale. They have the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metal. So visit them today at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas, he can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. That's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
On the ground, and a first down, and a ton more. Barkley, touchdown.
So that was Al Michaels last night on the call as the Eagles eventually pull away from the Commanders. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. The Commanders, fellas, good team. Came out of nowhere. Probably going to be at least a wild card team. I don't know if they win the division. Jaden Daniels, it wasn't just last night where Jaden Daniels didn't play well. You could tell he's clearly impacted by the rib injury. And he suffered that a couple of weeks ago. And you could tell he's not able to step into his throws. He's not as sure of a runner. I thought some of the play calls last night were brutal. You know, they had that 4th and short. He's got the banged up ribs, and I don't know if the play was designed for him to run.
Snap.
That was bad.
He fumbled a snap.
All the way around. That was bad. So I don't think Washington wins the division. I do think they're a wild card team at the very least. I do think that last night showed that the Eagles are still the team to beat in that division after we kind of questioned it. I also fully believe that team's not beating the Lions. There's no way.
Why?
They're not good enough. You know, look at me in the face.
Why would you say that?
Do you believe the Eagles are good enough to beat the Lions?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
No.
Just because of Saquon Barkley.
Because of the amount of talent that they have on the offense and defensive side. They got cornerbacks on the defense, rookie cornerbacks at that, and Darius Slay. They can cover you in all outside and in the slot. They got a defensive line that is creating pressure. They are figuring things out on that side. And they got Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. They got guys that can make plays. And I tried to simplify this for you all yesterday. I said, it's not a hard game. Football is really easy. You got Saquon Barkley, give him the damn ball. They did 26 times last night. What happened? He goes off. And then you complete passes off of play action. Because that is how football go. If you got a guy like that, find him in the run game and the pass game and make sure he does what he does best.
So when the Lions ultimately go out and have a 14-0 lead against the Eagles in whatever playoff game that they're playing in, that to me is when the Eagles then just throw the ball the entire time and they ditch the run.
Now, why do you think that they would have a 14-0 lead?
Because the Lions are good.
If they played Washington didn't play well last night.
Why?
They had to why?
Why?
They couldn't move the ball effectively.
Why? Because the Eagles' defense is damn good.
Because Jaden Daniels is hurt.
No, sir.
Because Jaden Daniels is hurt.
Oh, my goodness. Are we going to make he's hurt?
Yeah.
Was he on the injury report?
Probably.
No. Did he play?
Hold on, Carey.
Did he
You're
play?
telling me he wasn't impacted by the rib injury?
That was a month ago. We have not said anything. Oh, we're coming up with all types of excuses.
Let me look at it. Hold on.
That was a month ago.
Eagles,
he has not. He has played and played in every game since that moment when his ribs were injured. We're talking about a month ago?
I love you, man.
I love you too, brother.
But this is ticking me off.
You do your thing. A month ago?
I got my pen here.
I like you. You're crazy, man.
All right.
Crazy.
So this is who the Eagles have beaten, right? Jaden Daniels with bad ribs.
Oh,
Cooper Rush. You know I love my Chippewas, but Cooper Rush. They have beaten Trevor Lawrence. Barely. I'll give them the Bengals win, although the Bengals
no.
don't have a winning record.
The Bengals said they're going to be in the playoffs.
Daniel Jones.
That was a revenge tour game for Saquon.
And Deshaun Watson, who was having the worst statistical season of any quarterback in the league.
He spent a lot of money.
Don't forget that first game in Brazil.
Where they beat the Packers.
I'm just talking about of late. Here you go.
You're talking about the last 6. How many wins is that?
6 in a row.
Okay.
The 6 quarterbacks they've beaten. Daniels with bad ribs, Cooper Rush, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow.
Brown's got a really good
Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson. And you think that team that showed up last night can beat the Lions?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Man, I saw a throw that Jalen Hurts made. A.J. Brown, just an unbelievable route. And Jalen Hurts threw it so far behind him or to the left or I don't know what. I'm like, what am I could have made that throw. Probably not. But there's just elements to that team that I do not trust.
And that's fine. The element that I trust,
Saquon Barkley is
number
not
26.
That's fair, but
you put the ball in his hands, and I'm okay with whatever happens.
But are they going to enough?
They did last night
against a good, a Lions team.
I think the Lions open up. I'm with Marsh. I think the Lions open up 14-0, 17-0 lead in that first half,
and they ditch the run.
Okay, I mean, I can't wait to see it. Where's the game at?
It could be in the parking lot.
Nah.
Well, it'd be at Ford Field.
Even if it was at Lincoln Financial.
All right.
The Lions are taking them behind the woodshed. That team is good. That team is not great at all. I came in here thinking, wow, we're all on the same page.
So you don't
We all saw this Eagles team look very mediocre.
You don't like a running back that rushes for 146 yards, catches 2 passes out of the backfield for 52 yards, scores 2 touchdowns. He probably should have way more touchdowns than he has. He gets to the one, inside the one, a lot. He gets tackled down.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness he did.
But this is the recipe for them to be successful. Hand the damn ball off to Saquon. He is the best player on the field on most fields that he's on. Hands down. And this is amongst the greatest players in the world in the NFL. And he's still one of the best players. There's no way I'm not getting him involved in the game plan early and often. And that is the recipe for them to be successful. Will they be down 14-0? Probably not. All right, okay.
If they played like that, they did last night, they would be.
You know,
I didn't even think Saquon had a good game until the second half. And he did, and he had a great game. But by that point, they're down 14-0 against
nobody had a great game until the second half. Like the first quarter, the fourth quarter is when things started to open up and offense started going in the direction that you wanted to see it go.
And you win games in the fourth quarter.
You win games when you can win them. But you all want me to. Yeah, you know what? I cannot wait until they play.
Like, my lack of trust is not in Saquon Barkley. I love Saquon Barkley. There's a reason why I drafted him on multiple fantasy football teams. He's a great running back. My concern is with the coaching staff and the rest of the damn team. Are they going to give him the ball enough in meaningful games?
How far are you willing to go with this?
In terms
of the Eagles,
they'll be in the NFC Championship game. Versus the Lions.
They'll be in the NFC Championship game against the Lions.
Yes.
Do you give them a chance to beat the Lions in the NFC Championship game?
I do.
Okay. Would you predict it right now?
I mean, if we're going off of Jared Goff throwing 5 interceptions, yes. He threw for 145 yards the week before, 85 the week before that. They won. They did great. But if you're leaning on Jared Goff to be spectacular, okay, I'll take it. I'll take the Eagles pass rush and their DBs versus the Lions receivers.
If the Eagles and Lions meet at Ford Field in the NFC Championship game, Detroit is going to have the greatest night of its life.
Okay.
Because the Lions will be going to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
Listen, I think Detroit has been outstanding this year. I do. And you all asked me yesterday, you said the 49ers were the one team that could, I don't think the 49ers are the team. I told you the Eagles, in my opinion, they're going to win the NFC East. I don't care about Jaden Daniels' ribs hurting. I don't. Because if you're playing, that's not an excuse. We're out here. Every player on that field has something that is not feeling good. That's why we go see the doc before the game and have a conversation, get a shot. Then you feel better. It all goes away.
What kind of shot? Like, you talking like fireball, Vegas bomb?
Jack.
Not that kind of shot.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to get in the line. Go see the doc.
Rumpelmans?
Nah.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Go see the doctor.
All right. Well, this is the second segment of the day.
Are you willing to put the cul-de-sac on the line?
The cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Oh, the haircut?
Yeah. Lions, Eagles, NFC.
Come on home.
Welcome to the club.
Gary's not rocking anything. That doesn't make any sense.
I can still grow hair. I can rock it.
You have to go back to your dreads.
Oh, we'll be. That'll be a long bet. We'll be a while.
All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. The Eagles did win the football game last night, and I will put them in the NFC East. You know, they're going to win the NFC East. I think that was clear last night. The Commanders are there. They're just not ready. You know, they're not there, I should say. They're good. They're just not good enough. Carey.
Hey, we just got a text from the Water Boy. This would be a great segment for the Gridiron Guys podcast.
We just did it. Just put it on the podcast. Yep. All right. What's trending with Andrew Marsh next on 101 ESPN?
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues lose last night in Buffalo to the Sabres 4-3 in overtime. They'll take on the Boston Bruins tomorrow. Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Puck drop will be at noon. You can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. We just got done talking about the Eagles-Commanders game. The Eagles pull out the victory last night on Thursday Night Football. We're going to talk a little bit more football, maybe some Battlehawks talk coming up next here in What's Trending. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, this is according to Ben Fredrickson on X. Very sad. The St. Louis Battlehawks are releasing quarterback A.J. McCarron per a source. What should be the UFL's most appealing job just opened, and a column coming later to STL today. A.J. McCarron no longer a St. Louis Battlehawk.
Do you think there's something else going on, Carey? Like maybe he wants another shot at the NFL, or he plans on it, or whatever. I don't know why you wouldn't just say that.
The NFL is going on right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he felt like maybe was it mutual?
Right. Essentially that's what I'm asking. Because why wouldn't you want him back?
Maybe they were
Nation.
tired of going back and forth. Who knows? I have no clue.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
I mean, A.J. McCarron has been a really good Battlehawk.
Yeah, he's been the most notable Battlehawk. But
so I wonder if it's a situation where
maybe he's retiring from football.
Yeah.
Maybe he's hanging him up.
Or didn't hear the number he wanted.
Or that.
You know?
But, yeah, I don't know.
Either way, who can we get?
I don't know. A.J. McCarron was like the safety blanket for that offense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, he made me feel comfortable when he was taking snaps.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what they do.
Okay, well, we got to find a quarterback, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a text saying Brady Cook. It says Brady Cook written all over it.
I mean,
no. He's got aspirations of the NFL. I'm sure.
Yeah.
If he doesn't go if he does not go to the NFL,
It doesn't work out.
I would absolutely think that he could be the quarterback for the Battlehawks, because you also have Cody Schrader. You have the rights to Cody Schrader. Could you imagine rerunning that Mizzou offense back, with the quarterback running back tandem?
Yeah. No, I think, that sounds awesome.
Well, I think it would, though, for fans in the area.
Hold on.
No, it's great.
No, what did you say?
I said that sounds awesome.
You sound like Carey saying the Chiefs are a good football
they
team.
are. They're the best team ever.
I think I think it would be great to run it back.
I don't feel like you're telling the truth. Some reason.
Could we look at maybe other quarterbacks?
Like who?
Before going to the cooking with Cook?
Like? That would be available.
I mean, there's got to be other quarterbacks that
Where
are on an NFL practice squad right now.
Oh.
Like Smitty from Grant Francis fan club. What about Mike White?
Mike White would be fun.
Do you think Mike White wants to play
Absolutely.
for the Battlehawks?
I think Mike White just wants to play.
You might be right. There are going to be some guys looking for. Unfortunately, it's the unfortunate part of the NFL.
I think Walrus
People are
King
always
brings up
looking for
a
jobs.
great point.
No, stop it. He's going to retire. He does not need the money.
Oh, my goodness.
I think Kirky Cousins, Kirky football.
He doesn't. He has no.
He can
reason.
come here.
Stop.
Put on a show.
What about Penix? He's not played yet. He could use some reps.
I don't think you understand the assignment. Thundercat says Kurt Warner. John says Aaron Rodgers. I mean, guys, there's got to be some options here. Yeah.
You guys.
All right, let's move on.
Droid FX is Zach Wilson.
I think he's okay.
Surely a former Jet will be available. You know what I mean?
Probably. Now, there are more
Maybe
than enough.
Vinny Testaverde?
Okay.
He's like 50.
The Pirates,
Still play.
the Pirates, guys.
Pittsburgh?
Yep, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Real
Or the
Pirates.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, not those Pirates.
Oh,
A less expensive pirate.
that's definitely the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Not that Barney. A more expensive Barney. Anyways, the Pirates are offering 30 years of season tickets behind home plate and more in exchange for a 1-for-1 Paul Skeens debut patch card. Here is the offer. 2 Pirates season tickets behind home plate for the next 30 years, as I mentioned. A softball game for 30 at PNC Park, plus coaching from Pirates alumni. A spring training experience like no other, which includes a private tour of Pirate City and Lacombe Park. Meet and greet with Paul Skeens. 2 Paul Skeens autographed jerseys. You get to take batting practice and warm up with the team, and other unique experiences at Pirates City and Lacombe Park.
Probably
does
play
this
left
cost?
field. You could play left field in one of the games.
And
That definitely, add that in.
Paul Skeens, his girlfriend Livy Dunn, also said that if you have this card, that you get to sit with her in the suite at a Pirates game.
Okay, so if you get a Paul Skeens jersey, like autograph card, is that what it is?
It's a 1-for-1 baseball
so
card.
they made one
There's
of these.
only one of
puppies.
them. So if you get it, you get all those things.
Wow.
Or you could probably sell it and make a ton of money.
Probably. 'Cause who 30 years of
Cardinals
30
I'm sorry.
30
Who
years
wants
of
to go to a Pirates game?
30 years of Pirates games? Is that every game?
I think so.
You got to think about it.
I think you hold on to it.
You might make more money.
You would.
Selling those tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you might make more money off of the seats.
Yeah.
Like you got
don't know.
seats. 30 years, Anthony, right behind the plate. Shohei Ohtani is coming to town.
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron Judge is coming to town. Mookie Betts will be in town.
Alec Burleson.
Mason Wynn will be in town.
Yeah.
I don't know why you.
Well, he's a star.
That's a shot at me. Said he was a St. Louis star, not a superstar.
He's not a star in Pittsburgh, so yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's find that card
Listen. 81
find that
games
card.
for 30 years?
and go to a bunch of Pirates
How
games.
many? Let me do some quick math. I don't know. Is it 2 tickets or 1 ticket?
I believe it's 2 tickets. Let me
2
pull
tickets.
it back up.
2 tickets to paradise.
2 tickets to paradise.
Don't ask me. I've never even heard that one.
Pack your bags for me tonight. We've got 2 tickets. Dodie knows it. Dodie's
Never.
fixing our TV right now.
Who is
in
it,
the
Dodie?
studio. Who is it? Dodie's got it.
Money, yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Money?
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
You know you were thinking Bon Jovi.
Who knows? Metallica, probably.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to get that. We're going to find that card, and then we're going to sell the,
So,
all
Yeah,
the
season tickets. 2
I
season
did
tickets.
some quick math. Very quick. If you sold them for $200, $100 a piece, 81 games for 30 years, that's $486,000 just there. You probably would be selling them for more than $100 a piece.
Yeah, I would think so.
So,
So Thundercat from the Snake Pit says, I think it's almost $2 million for 30 years.
well, depending on how much you're selling the tickets for.
Yeah.
I gave you 486 on the low end.
Okay.
Always start on the low end, Anthony.
Let's say you get these tickets. 30 years. How many World Series are you experiencing?
Man, don't expect
0.
many.
0?
Oh, that goes for playoffs too. Well, sorry.
I thought you were going on the low end, Carey,
I forgot what team I was
with our
talking
Pittsburgh Pirates here.
about. Our Pittsburgh Pirates, huh? Huh?
All right. Pretty interesting. You done there, Marshy?
Yeah, we're done.
Well, you done good. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We got our college football Week 12 primer. Which teams are on upset alerts? We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN. this pretty much every Friday where we discuss who basically is on upset alert in college football. And last week, Carey, you had the upset of the weekend. Mm-hmm. You had the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech upsetting Miami, or at least you put Miami on upset alert.
Yeah.
And that wound up happening. Marsh, you and I said South Carolina was going to beat somebody 2 weeks ago, A&M.
Yes.
Every weekend in college football, there has been a big upset. If you guys were to put one top 25 team on upset alert this weekend, how difficult is it to find that team?
This weekend, if it happens this weekend, that's bad business. I'm looking at some of these games. I mean, you got Georgia and Texas playing, so one of those two teams will be a loser. Not losers, technically, but they will lose the game.
Right, but Georgia would be the team that would have to be on upset alert.
Top 25, you say?
Yeah, top 25.
I can see Utah taking down Colorado.
I looked at that one, but Utah is 4-5, and they're at Colorado. Colorado has been playing extremely well as of late.
I've got one that wouldn't be a huge upset, but it would completely shake up the college football playoff landscape.
What you got?
You guys want to guess? Play the guessing
is
game?
this Boston College SMU?
No.
So you say college football playoff landscape.
Correct.
So we're looking at a top 12 to 14 team.
It wouldn't be, like I said, it wouldn't be a big upset necessarily.
Okay.
But it would shake the landscape in the college football playoff.
Arkansas and Texas?
No.
I'm looking at maybe Pitt over Clemson.
No.
All right.
I have no clue.
What about?
I know it's not Florida LSU because they're not. Yeah, okay.
And this is when you say
This would be
upset,
a significant shakeup.
KU over BYU?
Yes.
Oh, they're not.
At nighttime?
Mm-hmm.
Kansas?
Yeah.
Kansas?
Yeah.
What?
You heard me.
Versus Brigham Young University?
That's correct. The Mormons.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
I said it.
In Provo? At night?
Hey.
Anthony, I don't know if you've ever watched a game in Provo at night.
I have not been there.
Madness, brother.
I've not been to Provo, Utah at night. No.
Turn the TV on when they kick off.
I'm well aware.
It looks like mayhem.
I'm well aware of BYU night
Anthony,
games.
I was able
even
to
though I
watch
haven't
this
been there.
KU team up close and in person. Up close and in person.
Yep.
Nah.
That was in week 2.
Yeah, they weren't good then.
They just beat Iowa State.
That's cool. Iowa State stopped playing.
Hey, why is maybe I'm wrong? Why is Georgia a 9.5 favorite against Tennessee?
Because Tennessee's
Because their quarterback is hurt.
That makes sense.
He's in concussion protocol.
Questionable to play. Mm-hmm. I don't know if
that could shake things up too.
It certainly could, but Tennessee would have 2 losses at that point. They'd be in the same boat, Tennessee and Georgia. Is there another game?
It's my boat.
Is there another game that you think has playoff implications? I do think, despite what you guys are saying, that Kansas-BYU matchup.
Why don't we
has
look at
playoff
that the
implications.
TMA board over there? It looks like they got a ton of different scenarios that I think could ultimately affect how Mizzou ends up getting into the college football playoff.
They got Florida needing to beat LSU.
Oh,
I don't think that matters.
All right, so I do think that BYU against Kansas is essentially an elimination game because BYU is not going to. I don't think BYU bounces back from.
Well, they still have the Big 12
championship.
So
yeah, that's true.
even if
Never
they
mind.
lose, they still have an opportunity. All that does is open the door up more for Colorado to get in, and which I think they're number 2 right now.
Sure.
In the Big 12. So either way, as long as Colorado doesn't lose,
So as long as you play in the Big 12, you're safe.
you're good. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's okay.
So really, there isn't an elimination game this weekend.
I mean, there will be some teams out of the top 25. They have no chance. Mizzou loses, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
If Arkansas has been playing really well. Texas can't afford to lose. But it doesn't matter because it does, because now if Georgia wins or like that puts them and Tennessee in the driver's seat for the SEC championship game. So Texas can't afford to lose, because you want to have that automatic bid into the championship game, your championship game.
So basically, what we're saying is it depends on what conference you play in.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the ACC, what do you got? Clemson and
Miami.
yeah, okay, well.
But if you play in the SEC,
Yeah,
you got to
SMU
win.
in there too.
Yep.
You got to win. Win and get in.
What matchup are you guys most interested in this weekend?
I mean, it's got to
Michigan
be
State.
Illinois, Michigan State. No, it's got to be it's got to be Tennessee, Georgia. It's the only one that's like really notable.
How bad does Oregon beat Wisconsin in Madison?
Oh, they should beat them by 25.
I was thinking 27.
They got them a 13.5-point favorite. That should be doubled.
Here's one that I'm interested in seeing. Not like interested in watching it, but Penn State and Purdue. So we saw like what the top teams in the Big Ten have done to Purdue.
I know where you're going with this.
What does that look like from Penn State? Are they going to win 45-0, or are they going to win like 26-13?
Yeah,
Yes.
that is interesting. You're right. That's interesting. I love the way you put that, because when you said I'm not really interested in watching, but I'm interested. Now I know what you're saying, because it should be a beatdown. You shouldn't be interested in it.
You're the number 4 team in the nation.
But you're right. Ohio State beat Purdue 45-0. Oregon beat Purdue 35-0. Wisconsin beat Purdue 52-6, and Wisconsin's not that great
The
this year.
Illini beat them 50-49.
That's why I skipped over them, Carey, because that wasn't really a.
But they lost, right? They lost that one too. It was overtime. Don't worry. It was a good game. Great game by the Illini.
But what Marsh and I are saying is like
they keep losing. I know.
No.
They just take L's week after week. I agree.
Well, they do. But what we're saying is if Penn State beats Purdue like 20-13, then Penn State, I want you out.
Yeah. Nah.
Like you won't be, but I want you to fall again so I don't have to watch you play in the playoffs.
I don't think there are really any matchups that strike fear as like a complete upset.
There's going to be one. There's going to be one. Call it. I'll go first. Mercer over Bama.
No.
Hey, Mercer's 9-1. I'm kidding.
No, but they are.
No, I know they're
What about this
9-1.
Virginia Notre Dame game? I know Notre Dame just beat the crap out of Florida State last weekend.
Yeah, but everybody's beating the
taking
crap out of
turns on
Florida State.
Yeah.
Why is Alabama playing Mercer at like the back half of the?
They always do.
They always find themselves an extra bye week.
Yes.
During
It's
the
usually the
season.
Citadel. Go back through Alabama's schedules. They always play somebody
Troy.
in November that doesn't make it. Yeah, Troy, Mercer, the Citadel.
Last year was Tennessee. It was Chattanooga.
They always play somebody at the back end.
Every year they
little
find
tune-up.
Little
late-
lollipop
late-
game.
Austin
Little
Peay
late
the year
season tune-up.
before. Let's see, like every year it happens.
Why?
New
Why?
Mexico State the year before that.
Why not just have a bye and get your guys rested?
Because they always have a bye the week before LSU.
Yeah.
Alabama knows what it's doing. All right, guys. Hey, call your shot. Let's pay this off. Call your shot. Who falls this
Which
weekend?
top team falls?
Yep.
I don't know, Anthony.
Carey, I
feel bad saying
really don't
it
like your attitude.
because I don't believe it. But if you're gonna force me to do this,
I am.
Virginia over Notre Dame.
Okay.
I don't feel good about it. That's just me saying something.
I'm going Utah over Colorado.
That's correct.
If I have to.
Well, okay.
They almost beat BYU last week, and Anthony had them actually beating
He did.
BYU.
He said they won. He
said they
He
won.
stopped watching. He's like, yeah, BYU. See ya.
Listen, guys, it was late, all right? Looked like an L. It looked like an L for BYU.
won. Did they?
I woke up the next morning, I'm like, oh, they did. They won. All right, I got Kansas over BYU.
Man, you want BYU to lose bad.
I don't. I just...
Yeah, you do.
Listen, Carey, I'm calling my shot. I can't ask you to call a shot and then me just sit here and say, oh, okay, coming up next. You know?
Good. They are only 2.5-point favorites, which is interesting. You might be onto something, Anthony.
Thank you.
Good job.
BYU will win by 15. All right. Should the Blues front office just completely embrace this retool/rebuild? Our guy T-Bone had some interesting thoughts on this next on 101 ESPN. 2, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Our guy T-Bone, Tanner Hendrickson from the BK and Ferrario show, talked about how the Blues should just flat out embrace the suck. That's right. That's what he said. Embrace the suck. Here's his reasonings.
As an organization, you just have to, put it bluntly, embrace the suck, you know? Like, I think that's kind of where they are, and that's the tough part about this season, right? Because when they had Thomas and Broberg, I could hear the argument. Again, I still think it probably would have been about a 500 team. But you know what? I can hear the argument of, hey, we think we can still make the playoffs with those guys. Man, now you're just wrecked with injuries. I mean, BK just ran through like 6 guys with one-way contracts with injuries. Best thing for you is just to say, you know what? Even if we were calling this a retool but felt we were more of a playoff team than what we are leading on, let's actually go to that retool. Let's actually make the right process decisions that will actually, I mean, Army always talks about when he makes decisions, right? It's not about the player. It's not about me. It's about what's best for the organization. There's got to be some serious soul searching going on up there in that front office press box that is saying, hey, maybe it is best for us to really embrace this retool and make sure that happens.
I don't know what, and T-Bone brings up some good points here. Now, the players aren't going to just embrace not being good. You can't, it's not, they're either going to play poorly or they're going to play well, but they're going to embrace losing. No player is. If they do, then get rid of all of them, quite frankly. But what we're talking about, and what T-Bone was talking about, was the front office embracing the retool or embracing the rebuilds, which means kind of what the Cardinals are doing. Lean on whatever youngsters you can. Don't add more veterans and play more veterans that you kind of know what they are, and just embrace the retool. But here's the thing: I don't know what choice you have. I don't know what direction. It's not like you can have a organizational pivot to something else right now. You kind of have to embrace what you have. Well, going into the year, Carey, the team is what it is. There was no like, we're going to trade off everybody at the deadline if this doesn't work. That was 2 years ago. Or was it last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. When they traded at the trade deadline. Yeah.
It's all blending together.
Oh, and sadly it is, isn't it, Marsh? 2 years ago, they said, if this doesn't work, we'll trade off the contracts. Yeah. I don't think you're going to be able to trade off some of these deals.
Well, I don't know if they need to trade. I know you all have been laughing at me because I've been even keel on this, right? Not going to get too high or too low.
We would never laugh at you.
Yeah, you guys laugh at me all the time. You're laughing at me on the way in here.
No, we weren't.
So you two,
and we laughed.
I walked in here by myself.
You did.
We were actually making fun of you, Anthony, because you forgot your shaker bottle today.
Yeah, you were upset. You lost it.
Why didn't you tell me when you and I walked in together that I didn't have it?
I don't know you didn't have it. Wasn't looking at your hands when we were walking in.
I mean, you were, I won't go as far to say you were freaking out, but you were like, where is my shaker bottle?
Where is my shaker
bottle?
Did you find it? Thank you, Doty. No, I didn't find it.
Oh, well.
It was like you lost the remote or something trying to watch TV.
For me, I don't know that it's time to panic. Your two best players have been out for an extended period of time. Now, there are questions as to, we were talking about Ryan Suter. He played 33 minutes last night. He's an older gentleman. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of time on the ice. Body probably start to break down at some point. I heard Joey V.
Let him break down and then play the young guys.
No, that's not. I'm just going to say, just, be careful.
I misread it.
No, I'm saying. I was listening to Joey V the other day saying that, he's starting to see maybe a little bit of slow wear and tear on Suter because of the time that he's had on the ice. I guess my question would be, when you're looking at younger players, where's Zach Bolduc? Why? When does he get back into the lineup and get an opportunity? At what point do you say, okay, I know Booch scored last night, but what point do you say, hey, okay, we're going to move on from this center idea and put you back on the wing and allow some of these other guys? Because when you get Robert Thomas back, it should alleviate some of those issues, and now you don't have to have that one person that you put into the center spot. One of those guys can go back to the wing. So I don't know what it is that they need to do to make this team better. I'm not ready to just embrace being terrible just yet. I heard people saying, "Oh, this is Army's fault." He led people to believe that they were going to be competitive this year, and I think they would be if they had not had so many injuries. Like, they've dealt with a lot of injuries, and I don't care what team you are. If your best player goes down and then your next best player goes down, you're going to stink. You're going to struggle. There's a reason why people get paid X amount of dollars. We've talked about this. When those guys don't perform, either because they're not performing or because they're hurt, your team's not going to be good. So for me, to push the panic button and say, oh, blow it up, it's over, we're going to stink. Are you? Give it some time. Do the people on ice need to play better? For sure. Can they? Yes. Will they? Don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but they need to, and they can. Otherwise, they wouldn't be at this level. But for me, it's finding ways to finish games. If you want to look at the bright side, they didn't get scored on first the last 2 games. You want to take a you want to take a positive note that they didn't get scored. They actually scored the first goal in the last 2 games. They only scored the first 2 goals 2 games ago.
What happened?
They lost, Anthony.
They're losing games.
They lost this one in overtime, but they didn't get scored on first. Sometimes you got to find the that's one thing they have corrected. Now, correct the rest of it.
Who are you?
Listen, your best player's hurt, you're going to have trouble.
Why isn't Jordan Carey your best player?
I mean, I thought Jordan Carey actually did okay last night. He made a great assist on the Booch goal. Thought that was nice. I thought early in the game he had a play where he was down in the D zone and lifted up a stick that prevented a goal from happening. Like, he's doing more. He's more engaged than he has been at any point in his career, and people still hate him. You hate him because of what happened with Craig Berube. Right, you hate him because you feel like he's getting paid X amount of dollars. He's leading your team in scoring. He's playing better defense. He's scoring. He's dropping off assists and making plays. Has he turned the puck over a couple of times and led to goals? Yep, he sure has. Is that why you lost? Probably not the only reason you lost those games. Again, one play, yes, it hurts when it leads to something that causes a turnover, causes a direct goal, but that's not what loses you games. Solely that's not it. Can it continue to happen? No. But he is more engaged, in my opinion, than I've ever seen him. 2 games ago, I saw him. He's hitting people. Like, so you're pissed off at a man that is doing much better than he has in the past, but every time he does better, you move. That struck a nerve. You move that damn bar every time I get closer to it. We're going to have a problem.
That goalpost.
You move that damn goalpost every time. I did it. Now go a little bit further. What do you mean? I did what you say. Nope, you're not there yet. You going to move this damn thing every time I get close to it, are you?
Carey, who did that to you?
I'm just sorry. That's
it kind of reminds me of, in a sense, the Cardinals, where it's like, why is Nolan Gorman striking out so much? Why are we focused on Nolan Gorman when Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado? So I was thinking about that.
I think it's all encompassing, though, isn't it?
Yes, but like when I was thinking about this, I'm like, okay, like why are we focused so much on Jordan Kyrou? Then it dawned on me, Jordan Kyrou is your Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. He's just not as old as they are. And
is he though?
Yes, he is.
Or is Robert Thomas your Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado?
It should be Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou. Those are the 2 pillars, and then the
That's
Pablo
why
Buchnevich.
I asked you, because you said
the difference is they're younger.
I would say your Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado prior to this year would be Robert Thomas and Colton Parayko.
Why not Kyrou, though? That was my original question.
Because that's not he to me, he hasn't reached that level yet.
He's making the money,
though. He has the potential.
But you lost.
Okay.
You know,
he's making the money.
I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the only reason
because if you're talking salary, then yes. Okay.
We've had this conversation before about the 2 Cardinals players, and you have often brought that up. Now, now you're right. Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado have had, better resumes. They played longer, all that. So, but the money is still there.
Right.
At some point, you do need to see the production from the players you're paying.
But for me, when I'm looking at Jordan Kyrou, if you're doing all of the things that people have complained, he's more physical. He's back checking. He's leading your team in assists.
Yeah.
And in points, excuse me. Like, he's doing all of the things that you have complained about for years.
Don't put that hate on me, Ricky
You
Bobby.
have. I heard you.
I haven't said
well,
it.
maybe not you, but maybe you were repeating what the other people were saying. I thought it was you.
The only
you were
thing,
reading the text, and I thought it was you.
The only thing I've wondered is if he's a winning player. That's all.
It's a great question. I think, and I think the Blues paid him to go out and score goals, and now that there have been seasons where you've wanted more out of him defensively, because over the years the Blues can't play defense at a high enough level. They just keep giving up a ton of goals.
Yeah.
So then that he had to switch what type of player he is, because and then now he has been switching, and he's not. He's not that he's not playing like a 40-goal scorer. He's playing, I think, a better overall game.
Yeah.
But he's not playing like a 40-goal scorer. And now we highlight that because he has to switch, because you don't have guys you don't have depth right now.
Yeah.
You don't. So we're highlighting it. Mm-hmm. This is a roster construction problem.
Yeah.
And that's why we're in a retool right now. But now the question is, do you have the right people in a retool? And that's going to be the same question with the Cardinals when they come around and the 2025 season starts. You're going with the youth movement. Do you have the right people, though?
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to figure out.
So frustrating place to be, guys. Really is.
Well, all of our teams stink, Anthony.
I know.
They do. Your Falcons, they can't be consistent.
Hey.
My Vikings can't be consistent. Carey's Illini, they took a step back.
They had a good run.
Mizzou, I don't know, they disappointing season.
Wow.
The Battlehawks lost in the playoffs when they shouldn't have.
Central Michigan's now 3-7.
They can't cover.
Or do anything.
Yeah.
The Steelers are.
The Steelers are probably going to lose this week.
What? You hush your mouth, Mark.
How could you do that to him?
Yeah,
one of our teams is one. Well, Jamie's got 3.
Well, that doesn't count. He's got 3 of them.
Yeah, that's a good call.
The Lions are playing well.
Brandon says SLU doesn't suck. So there's that.
They just started.
Yeah, but they don't suck.
Well, okay.
Gotta look for some positives.
Anthony, your City SC squad, how'd they do this year?
Not good, man. They had to fire their coach.
We're all frustrated. This is what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've hit our boiling point.
Yes, we have.
Entire city.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, speaking of sports and such, is this the best era in sports? Maybe not here in St. Louis, but is this the best era? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hurts or so. Ran into his own man and then gave it away to Nurse. Now Draisaitl with McDavid. 2-on-1. Draisaitl across. One-timer score! 1,000!
That audio courtesy of Sportsnet, as Connor McDavid became the fourth fastest and fourth youngest player in NHL history to record 1,000 points. Unbelievable career thus far for Connor McDavid, who's been one of the best players in hockey and one of the best players in sports over the last X amount of years. So Marsh threw this question at us, and it is interesting. And I think the initial, at least my initial response was like, no, come on. Come on, we're being a victim of the moment here. Or not a victim of the moment. What's it called?
Prisoner.
Prisoner, thank you. A prisoner of the moment. I guess you would be a victim too. Yeah, prisoner of the moment. Marsh asked, are we in the best era of sports right now? Are we in the best era of sports? Again, my thought was like, Marsh, go to hell. Like, what are you talking about?
You actually said that when he walked out.
I did.
And I was like, that's a bit harsh.
I didn't think anybody heard it.
I heard it.
But then when you think about it, Connor McDavid, 1,000 points. We heard that clip. We talked about it, fourth fastest and fourth youngest. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 club. LeBron still playing at age 92. And Patrick Mahomes, the second greatest quarterback known to man, is going for his third. He probably win a World Series.
He might. He played baseball.
His dad played ball.
Didn't he play baseball as well?
I think so. Yeah. Mahomes going for his third straight Super Bowl. Are we in the best era of sports? Athlete-wise, maybe even team-wise.
I think we are being prisoners of the moment. Are we just specifically talking about this year?
No.
Like right now?
No, what the era. The era. You know, like
90s felt like a good time, man.
Okay.
Maybe because I am a child of the 80s and 90s.
You're a prisoner of the 90s.
I might be. I was that was a great time to be alive, man.
So, Carey, I was hoping you would do this.
Yeah.
Because when Marsh asked the question, my initial thought was like, no, man, it's Jordan in the 90s, Dallas Cowboys, all that stuff, right? Why? Because we grew up in the 90s.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
You and I were born in the 80s. We grew up in the 90s. Our sports, our childhood connected to the 90s.
Yeah.
You had the Yankees in the late 90s. You had the Braves in the 90s. You had the Rangers hoisting the cup in 94 with that team. Jordan's Bulls, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin Cowboys.
I think some people,
It's hard not to your childhood, I feel like, is usually the go-to era.
And I think,
sports.
even eras before we were born, like the 70s, I think of Muhammad Ali and just different players and all different athletes doing their best. Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. Like you think of all of the other eras that had great Hall of Fame and all-world athletes that were in it. And so I don't know.
2000s had Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Yeah. I think
and
so.
Carey Davis.
And Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Just because I pose the question doesn't necessarily mean that I agree that it is, right? I do think that we are seeing some of the best athletes that we've ever seen. Why? Technology is better. The nutrition,
bigger, faster,
exactly. But you mentioned something at the beginning of the segment, the teams. I think we had a conversation the other day. The NFL, in my opinion, right now, kind of stinks. There's only like a handful of good teams. Half the league has like 3 or 2 wins. Like that's not good. The NBA, to me, I don't like. It's kind of unwatchable. Like, I don't know, like the NHL is fine. Major League Baseball, there's maybe 7 good teams. So, like, from a league standpoint, I don't think it is. But from a player standpoint, I think we're seeing, and I think we will continue to see the best players.
So let me play the devil here. That's what it's called, right? The devil's advocate. Let me play the devil here.
No, I don't.
I don't think that's what you want to do.
No, you don't want to be that.
The advocate.
You don't want to be that
devil's
guy.
advocate.
Was it always that way? And we don't remember it? Like in the 2000s, we had the Patriots, we had the Colts, we had even this, Carey's Steelers, because really it was only those three teams in the AFC. In the NFC.
Was it though? Like you had the Chargers. No, the Raiders were good at one point.
The only teams that won championships. It was Pittsburgh.
You had it pretty consistent.
In 2000s.
In the 2000s, you kind of had three teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
And then the NFC, the Eagles made the NFC title game 400 years in a row.
The Eagles, the Bucks won the championship.
Yep. So I'm just posing this to you, Marsh, because I think we remember the great teams and we're like, wow, it was a great era. But you had a lot of bad football being played then too. You had incompetence in every decade.
I go back to my initial point. It's the 90s. You had a TV show that featured Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, and Bo Jackson. There's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Marshy. It was spectacular.
I know.
Pro stars. Oh, come on.
Why wasn't Dion?
Dion should have been on there as well. Yeah, some of the best athletes to ever play the game. Like when you talk about hockey, 90s, it was Wayne Gretzky. He's still considered the greatest hockey player to ever play.
Dream team.
The dream
team was in the 90s.
Not the
Marsh, how much do you regret pitching this idea to two guys that grew up in the 90s?
Anthony, I don't regret it at all because we've gone for about 6.5 minutes here talking about it. I think it's a great discussion.
Let me tell you about Joe Paterno before the other crap.
Joe Paterno?
Bobby, the real Bobby Bowden.
Yeah.
Not Jim Bowden.
That 1996 Penn State national championship
team. Well, it was 86.
It was 86.
But they won. They were undefeated in 94, and I think that's the team I was thinking about.
Let me tell you about Desmond Howard.
Yeah.
All right? Let me tell you about Charles
Let me
Woodson.
tell you about Peter Warrick.
So let's take. I'm going to take everything that you're saying now. So, do sports suck now compared to back then?
No.
Nah.
Honestly, the more I think about this in terms of like the 2000s, branch out in the 2000s. You had the Patriots, you had the Colts, you had the Steelers, you had the Eagles. Even though they didn't win a Super Bowl, they were there consistently.
Yeah, the Seahawks were a good team.
That was I don't know what decade, the 2010s.
That was 2010s.
So I'm talking about just the 2000s. So 2000, what I'm talking about, sorry,
Seahawks
2000
played the Steelers in the Super Bowl. In like 2005.
Well, yeah,
They weren't.
Matt
That wasn't a good
Hasselbeck?
team.
Yeah,
they
that
weren't.
was-
That's not that. They were a good team.
What
That's
I think
not
of, I think of like the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
That wasn't the Legion of Boom yet.
I mean, that's Sean Alexander. A guy almost broke a record.
He did.
It was a good
He
team,
was a really
okay,
good-
Marsh? It was a good team.
Well,
But they-
compared to playing the Rams every damn year, I thought they were a good team.
Greatest show on turf. I mean, a lot of the offenses you see now
Yeah.
are predicated off of the greatest show on turf. You had the 2000s Miami Hurricane team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You had the Tim Tebow teams in that decade. You had the Vince Young Texas Longhorns.
Great
that
era.
was a pretty great
No, that was.
Cardinals won a World Series, should have won in 04 if it wasn't for the stupid Red Sox and their stupid curse and their stupid luck
So here's
the bloody sock.
and stupid Kurt Schilling.
This might be a weird question. Do you think sports production was better back in the 90s and 2000s in terms of like, because now I look back and I'm like, oh, this is nostalgia. Like, I love the old score bugs. I think the score bugs now suck. Like, I'm into that stuff. The TV shows, you mentioned, they don't have a TV show with a cartoon show. They could easily do that. You could do Patrick Mahomes, Connor McDavid. You could, pick any NBA player right now. Giannis, he's very popular.
Right.
In baseball, you could name anybody,
This might be going too deep, but
I'm getting in the weeds here.
well, no, but it got me thinking.
Sports Center's completely different. Like, everything's different now.
Well, it's all right. It's sports entertainment as opposed to just having it sports. But I wonder if social media has also brought some of this on too, where you kind of know the athlete a little bit. Like when Carey and I were growing up, like we almost viewed athletes as heroes.
Not almost.
They were heroic figures.
You guys are like the common folk thinking that the Targaryens are like gods because they can fly dragons. When
That's correct.
they find out, a dragon can die? Well, these people aren't that great.
Right. Whereas I think with social media and the media
You get it.
and media overall, like we know more about athletes now. And now we go back to what Chuck told us, and that, don't view us as role models.
Yeah.
I don't know, just thinking. I'm in the weeds now with you, Marsh.
No role models, Anthony. Who sings it?
Ah,
No role models.
I know that one. Let's hear it.
DMX?
No! Got him! J. Cole.
I've never even heard of J. Cole.
Yes!
Who the hell's J. Cole?
Hey, we'll play you some J. Cole in the break.
All right. Wow, this does not feel good, Carey. Let's go back to the white bands. I liked it better when Carey thought everything was Creed.
There you go.
Gator for the snake pit goes, CD finally wins one. That's hilarious. All right, that'll do it for that conversation. It's interesting. I don't think there's a right answer.
It just depends
outside
on
of the
who
90s.
you are.
That's the right
it is.
answer.
Correct. Yeah, you're right.
And I feel like I made a pretty good argument for the 2000s.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Everything was better when the Cowboys could win playoff games.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Yeah, maybe we are. Maybe it is the 2000s. That's better.
The Tony Romo and Jessica Simpson days. Those were the best.
That's right. All right, we're going to play Bless That Bet. So this was something that a listener came up with, actually, and Marsh had read it, and he's like, you know what, this could be an interesting idea. So do you have a play this weekend that you really like, but you want us to kind of discuss it and talk about whether or not we agree or disagree with your play? That's next. So if you have one, you can send it into the Air Comfort Service tax line 314-399-9646. Bless That Bet next. The Missouri Athletic Club, they always have stuff going on, whether it's for, our family, when you're talking about various holidays, and they have different dinners and brunches, or just enrolling in clubs, get the kids involved in certain clubs, maybe just day-to-day stuff. I love going to the West Clubhouse, getting my workout in, showering up, maybe hit the steam room, maybe check in with guys like my buddies like Dan McLaughlin or anybody else that we see down there. Missouri Athletic Club winds up being a perfect spot for not only me as an individual, but my family as well. It's my MAC, Missouri Athletic Club.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update. Brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Unfortunately, the Blues lost last night in Buffalo to the Sabres in overtime, 4-3 the final. We talked about that earlier in the show. If you missed that conversation, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 Schaefer Door Company app. It is free, so go check it out. Head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Thursday night football, the Eagles defeated the Commanders 26-18. We also talked about that as well. We'll get more into football throughout the remainder of the show. But coming up next, we had an idea that a listener posed to us yesterday. It's called Bless the Bet. So send in your bets for this week. If you're placing them, if you're going out to the Illinois side and you're placing some bets, send us what you think what you want, and we're going to see if we agree with it. That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. So this is a new segment idea that the listeners thought of, and we thought, hey, could be a lot of fun. You don't have to listen to us, you know? Right, Carey?
No, you don't.
I mean, listen to the show. I'm just saying that the advice doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
You just basically tell us to get bent. You know?
Oh, why would you do that?
Well, listen, I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking. You know? Go ahead, Marsh.
Okay. Let's start off from the 3-1-4. Tennessee plus 10 at Georgia. We talked about this game earlier when we did our college football primer, and we noted that Tennessee, their quarterback, not a good situation. So, Tennessee plus 10 at Georgia. What do you guys think about that one?
What do you say, Anthony? What say you?
That's a pass for me. I wouldn't lay it or take it, because without the knowledge of whether or not Tennessee's quarterback is going to play, you know, if it winds up being the backup, I don't know if Tennessee hangs. And Georgia is coming off just an ugly loss. What are they going to look like after getting rolled 28-10 by Ole Miss last week? The last time they lost a game was to Alabama. The following week, they beat Auburn 31-13, but didn't cover as a 21-point favorite. So Georgia has been bad against the number this season, but again, without knowing what's going on with Tennessee's quarterback, it'd be a pass for me.
I feel like he's going to play. Nico.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to play. And I would bless that bet. I mean, you would probably know at this point for certain if he were out. Mm-hmm. I think. And, I mean, maybe they do know he's out and they're just trying not to say anything. But I guess you need to wait. Well, I'll tell you what. I would bless it. It's probably the line's going to change if he comes out that he's playing.
Yeah.
So do you take a chance that he's going to play? If he plays, they probably win.
If you think he's going to play, then take the number.
Yeah. But the number's going to change by the time it is decided whether or not he's playing.
Right.
So you got to step out on blind faith.
Yes.
And you need us to bless your bet.
I can't do it.
Anthony doesn't want to do it. All right. I don't want to make you lose any money either. You're going to be upset with us when he plays and he covers and they beat Georgia by 12.
Yeah. Still their decision.
All right. No. We won't bless your bet.
From the 618, I have Texas minus 13.5 versus Arkansas and over 45.5 Colorado versus Utah. Thoughts, fellas?
I'd definitely bless the over with the Colorado game. They're going to score points, and Utah's probably going to have to try to. Colorado doesn't play many close, in terms of they play close games, but the scores are usually they allow points. So I would say it's going to be over 45 is what they have it. Yes.
So they got Colorado and the over?
No, it's
They just
just
got the
just the over.
Oh, and that
But they
one.
do have Texas minus 13.5 versus Arkansas.
Man, these are some bigger numbers.
College is they always give me, yes, bless it. Take Texas. Texas got something to prove. I know Arkansas has been playing great. 13 points feels like a lot, but not in college.
So these teams met a couple of years ago. It doesn't really matter, but Arkansas did win 40-21, but that was a different team. That was a different Texas team. All right, go with CD. You like both, huh?
I like both.
All right.
I like Texas to cover, and I like Colorado. I like the Colorado one more than the Texas one. But, yeah, I got Texas at 12.5 right here, so if you can get that one.
I'll be honest, I don't necessarily like either side of it.
Really?
I don't. Yeah. Because Utah also plays in a lot of low scoring games. Utah offense. I don't trust their offense at all.
They're going to have to score.
And typically they play.
Colorado is going to
They play good defense. So
Colorado's going to score.
all right.
Colorado
So
will score.
listen to CD on this. I'm gonna say no. I'm
35 points.
I can't do it.
All right.
I can't bless it.
We have one from the 314. And Anthony, take out whatever bias that you have. This is a parlay. Ravens, Broncos, Chiefs parlay. I'm assuming money line.
If you flip it from the Steelers or the Ravens to the Steelers, I love it.
If you flip it, well, yeah, that one, and flip it to
Who are the Broncos
Atlanta.
The Broncos are playing the Falcons.
Take Atlanta.
No need.
What?
If you go Steelers,
gosh.
Broncos, and Chiefs, I'm on board.
This guy.
And you could do the money. You could do the money line on the Steelers and the Chiefs, who are dogs.
The Chiefs are dogs.
Mm-hmm.
How is the best team in the league dogs?
They're on the road.
People like you don't believe in.
I just said they're the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, but you say it with all sorts of.
They've never lost a game this year, Anthony. They are. How are you? Explain that to me. How are you undefeated and you go and be a dog? You ain't lost yet. You've proven the ability to not lose games, and now you're telling me they're going to lose? That's crazy. They're the best team ever.
Why are you acting like this week?
They are. I got them number one in my rankings.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like Vegas is up to something because people are probably going to be like, "Oh, I'll take the Chiefs. They're dogs here."
Yeah.
Bills win.
Still the right side, in my opinion.
All right, guys, big fight this weekend.
Tyson.
Jake Paul minus 240.
Tyson.
You like Tyson?
Yeah.
You don't feel like it's scripted?
I mean, it might be.
I don't feel
but
like. Here's my thing about this.
I'll take the professional
Did you
boxer
see the
over
text
the
that
other
we
guy.
got from the 314?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Here's my thought on trying to script something with Mike Tyson. I don't think it's a good idea.
So you want Mike Tyson?
Did you see
read
the
a
video?
script.
Did you see the interview that he gave?
I sent it to you with the little girl, with the kid.
Okay, was that you?
That was me
yeah.
that sent it, yeah.
About the legacy?
No, it was a different one.
Oh.
Was it Legacy? It was.
No, she's like, what do you want your legacy
said, I
to be?
hate that. I hate
He
that
goes,
word.
You
Yeah.
just die.
It's a child.
Yeah.
You're talking to a kid.
Yeah,
You think that man is going to be on script?
Nah.
I don't think so. But yeah, give me the professional boxer over the
YouTube
boxer.
I think most people just want to see that.
They want to see Mike
Jake
Tyson.
Paul get the brakes beat off of him.
We have multiple people texting in about that this fight is scripted, and there's a leak that it's scripted and that Paul wins in the 6th round.
Well, now it's not going to be scripted that way. Duh.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't believe sports are scripted. I mean, I played them my whole life.
Boxing, if it's going to be anything, it's going to be boxing.
Maybe. It's one-on-one. But that's one man that you can have a plan. The man said everybody has a plan till you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Like, that's his quote.
Yeah, and then you really aren't losing, though, because you're making a blank amount of money.
It said up to $20 million. I would go fight for $20
Yeah,
million.
you can punch me in the face for $20 million.
I would go
That's
fight
probably what
right
they're
now.
thinking.
Probably. All right, we're going to write the headline for NFL Week 11 games. And this is where Carey lays even more sarcasm with the Chiefs than he already has this previous
team in the league.
4 or 5 days. There's a little taste of it. NFL Write the Headline next on 101 ESPN.
Where's the headline?
This morning's headline.
There's your headline.
The headline is clickbait.
No way in hell.
Isn't that headline irresponsible?
Big time.
Week 11 in the National Football League, and we're going to write the headline for certain games. Let's start off with Carey's big game, the Ravens and the Steelers. Write the headline for Ravens and Steelers.
Line is.
Trust in Russ.
In Russ we trust, either or. That's the headline. This Ravens defense, the secondary particularly, is MIA. They are missing. They don't know when to show up, where to show up. They are terrible. They are one of the worst defensive secondaries in the National Football League. I told you all this when the Steelers decided to go with Russell as their quarterback. It was for this reason. It's the ability to pass the ball downfield and gain yards. It opens up so much for the running game. It opens up the passing game, obviously. But the Ravens have struggled mightily on the back end. So I got Russ going. I got him going for about 290 to 300 and a couple of touchdowns. And I think the Steelers, you got to worry about Lamar Jackson, but I love the fact that our defense gets after the quarterback. We got one of the best pass rushers to play the game in TJ Watt. He's going to be wrecking havoc for Lamar Jackson all day long. So I got the Steelers, and Russ we trust.
What about you, Marsh?
My headline is Ravens throw in the towel while Pittsburgh waves theirs.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you have the Steelers
AFC
winning
North, Pittsburgh. And this is a huge game. This is a huge game. I know there's a lot of season left, but this could ultimately dictate who wins the AFC North. This matchup this week.
Yep. Mine is Steeler Nation. Let's steal.
Oh, my God.
Another win from the Ravens.
Okay. Whoa. All right.
I got the Steelers in this one, too.
Smart man.
Mike Tomlin as a dog. Jim Harbaugh, I think, is winless as a favorite of 3 or more in this matchup.
Yeah, the Steelers are really good. Always.
And here's the other thing, too. The Ravens' defense is optional for them.
It has been.
And typically in these matchups, you get that 23-20 game. I think the Steelers find a way to overcome maybe some first half struggles with Lamar and win the game. The final drive, fourth quarter, that's going to come down to it. But Steeler Nation, let's steal.
Steelers have won 6 of the last 7, I believe, if I'm not. I don't know. I'm wrong. That's the wrong dates. Yeah, they have. 7 of the last 8.
They've won 7 of the last 8, yep, and 7 of the last 8. Yeah, the last time the Ravens won was a 16-14 game in December in 2022.
Yeah.
This is a matchup that the Steelers have typically won. All right.
That's what we do, Anthony. Sorry.
Chiefs-Bills.
Buffalo blows Chiefs out of the water.
Wow. The best team in the NFL?
There it is. You've waited all week. You've played your mind games. You've played your game. And there it is, how you truly feel about the Chiefs. So after all your crap this week, why don't you really tell us what you feel of this matchup?
I feel as though Buffalo is going to win this game.
Oh.
I feel that Josh Allen, as long as he takes care of the football, gets the ball out, does not panic under pressure, because the Chiefs will bring the house, and you got to get the ball out. I think Shakir, once he gets the ball in his hands, he's one of the most explosive players. Once he gets now Dalton Kincaid, I believe, is not playing, so that's an issue for the injured Buffalo Bills if he's unable to go. But I got the Bills in this game. Patrick Mahomes has not been good this year. He is going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks to play this game. No questions asked. But for whatever reason, the ability to excel in the way that we're accustomed to seeing him excel has not taken place this year. And if I'm Buffalo, now I was thinking about this all week. The Chiefs have such a great feeling for finding open spaces in zone coverage. I'm probably running some more man. They don't have anybody. Xavier Worthy, yes, he can beat you off the ball. He flies. But he's still a rookie that has not figured out how to give himself enough space to stay in bounds and for Patrick Mahomes to drop the ball in there for a touchdown. He's caught some that have been out of bounds, some of them because Patrick is throwing it there, some of them because he's too close to the sideline. I'm probably running a little bit more man. And if I need to have a couple people eyeing on Travis Kelce, okay, cool. Travis is not going to beat me. Travis is not going to get 14 targets for 12 catches and 110 yards. He's not. That would be me. DeAndre Hopkins, go ahead. I don't think you can run past our DBs. Well, let's see. And I'm going to run some man-to-man. I'm not going to sit there in zone and let you pick us apart and have all day to drop back and throw the ball. Put some pressure on him. Keep him inside of the pocket because he does a great job. Patrick Mahomes does a great job of extending plays if he's able to get outside. But keep him in the pocket and get after him and run some man-to-man.
All right, so CD finally tells the truth. What about you?
My headline is Chiefs bend but don't break like the tables in Buffalo.
Okay.
The Chiefs are going to, this game is going to look like, I think, in my opinion, going to look like every other game that we've seen from the Chiefs. They're going to look probably terrible for 3 quarters. And by terrible, like, you know what I mean, like in comparison to what we've seen in the past. But I think it's going to be a close game. It's probably going to come down to some BS call, whether that's from the refs or a play or something. And the Chiefs are going to win because they do every single week. They find a way to win.
I like your disgust on this. You make sure you change it to the Bills in the pick'em pool, all right?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. The Chiefs are the best team in the league.
You have the Bills winning here. You
I
think
know.
the Bills are going to win.
I do.
Our pick'em matters between you and I. So you
I
put
know.
you
I
put
thought
your
you
Bills.
picked the Commanders yesterday.
No, I didn't pick the
You
Commanders.
sure? 'Cause when I looked at today, I said,
Yeah. Still up by 1.
That was so bad.
By the way, we're all tied. Lauren, Moon, and Riz all had the Eagles. CD, me, and BK all had the Eagles, so nothing ventured, nothing lost there. My headline is Chiefs don't forget their refs, win another close one.
Don't forget the refs.
The Chiefs don't forget their refs, win another close one.
No, so the refs are going to help them?
Yeah, always.
Wait, was that like a play on words? Chiefs don't forget their refs win another close one.
That's a
Like the
headline.
refs-
A headline is
The
typically...
refs win another close one?
The headline is
they get
typically
assisted.
written like, you know...
Chiefs don't forget. Like, they don't forget how to play football. They don't forget that
The refs win another close one.
lost last year because Kadarius Toney lined up offside or over the line.
Yeah.
Refs win another close one because the refs continue to give the Chiefs all the calls.
Yeah, that's a little long, a little lengthy, but yes, essentially.
Gotcha.
Here's the thing, though. Let me actually talk about the Chiefs in a positive way here, unlike these guys. You have to play complimentary football every single second of a game to beat the Chiefs. And the fact that you guys don't appreciate that, I find disgusting.
From Kansas City.
You have to beat them in all 3 phases.
All 4 phases.
What's the 4th phase?
You just said the refs were coming with them.
Well, they always have the refs.
You got Anthony. They have Patrick
3
Mahomes.
phases.
They have Andy Reid.
Yep.
They have
Lee.
They have Ed. They have
Is it
whatever
Ed
ref.
No, it's not Ed.
What's
It's
his
Sean. Sean, who knows German.
Ed is there
Who knows
too.
German. He knows
They have
Spanish.
the refs. They have the devil magic. They have everything. They have everything.
You have to be perfect
But you
to
know
beat
what?
the Chiefs.
You do. And you
when
know
you're
what?
Playing
I'm starting to appreciate them
11.
because it doesn't matter how whatever they play, they find ways to win.
Correct.
And the Blues are not doing that.
Exactly.
So I'm starting to. Also, the Blues don't have the best player in the sport, but on their team.
Not yet, but yes. All right. My last headline is Broncos take Falcons behind the woodshed, break their beaks. I got the Broncos 37-10.
I got the Falcons rebounding
No way.
in Denver.
There's no way they're going to. There's 0.0 way
I
the
know.
Falcons go out
You
to
got the
Denver.
you got the Falcons losing.
Yes, I do.
Your Falcons, which is it's just such.
What happened last week when I jumped on board?
Well, that's not their fault.
Hadn't picked them
It's not
in
your
weeks.
fault, I should say.
Hadn't picked them in weeks.
You would not pick the Saints. You weren't going to pick the Saints. There's nothing in you that would have
I
allowed
would
you
have.
to pick the Saints.
I would have.
Why didn't you?
Because I started to feel bad because I was hanging out with you and you're telling me that I should root for my team.
Are you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Kirko Chains does not throw it past the chains once again.
I like that.
Come on, man.
I like that because it's a play on words and it's going to be true. You know?
That's why the headline is the headline, Anthony.
Need 7, I'll get you 2. You do the rest. Kirky football.
Nah, that's his slogan?
Yeah.
Nah,
He's got that room. He's got that room of
You know how much
basically
money
a
Kirk
shrine to
Cousins
Kirk
has
Cousins.
made in his lifetime?
A ton.
Could it simply
he's good
be
at
For
football.
one playoff win.
Kirky football, Kirky footballed?
Yeah. I think so. Marsh, you got a career in headlines.
Thank you.
Let's see if you win the Gauntlet, though.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be playing in the
Oh, you'll be playing. Whoever's joining us
Are we
next.
going to make them pick me?
No, I don't know. I got a hunch. Okay. I had to think of something. I've got a tease to the next segment. It's the Gauntlet. And I just was, hey, let's see how Marsh does. Okay. I don't know if the person's going to pick you or not.
Well, our contestant today is Logan,
Okay. Well, let's
Logan
see.
Paul?
I believe.
Let's see if Logan Paul picks you next on 101 ESPN.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
Time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 405. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Logan. What's up, Logan?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's going great, man. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you for listening. Who would you like to take on today, Marsh, CD, or me?
I think you already called it. W. Marshy.
Yeah. Marshy. Now, were you going with Marsh before I said that in the tease?
I think you convinced me a little bit there.
Okay. Well, hey, just Logan, I want to make sure this is your opportunity. This is your moment. I want you to take a second here to think, do you actually want Marsh?
Yeah, I'll take Marsh.
Okay.
All right, Logan,
there we
you
go.
sound like a nice guy.
You do.
All right.
You absolutely do.
It doesn't sound good for you.
No.
We'll find out, right?
Yeah.
He beats me, maybe not.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
That is true, man. If you beat Marsh, you're like, oh, man, I'm not a good guy. I thought I was. All right, Logan, go ahead. Tell Marsh to spin the wheel.
All right, spin that wheel.
All right, Marsh, now get the hell out of here.
Now get out of here.
Please. Logan, what category are you hoping for?
I know it sounds odd, but I'm kind of hoping for random.
Yeah, nobody really likes random.
Did you win in random last time?
No. That was my tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's the one. All right, Logan, you don't have random. You got baseball.
Okay.
All right. Each question is worth 2 points, Logan, unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, then that question is worth 1 point. Here we go. The Giants' new vice president of player development, Randy Wynn, actually finished his MLB career with the Cardinals in 2010. Can you tell us the position that Wynn manned throughout his 13 years on the field?
Oh. I'm going to need the options.
Outfield, first base, shortstop.
I knew it. Outfield.
Final answer?
Yes, sir.
Name the team that last season ranked first in baseball with 223 stolen bases.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll take options again on that one.
Is it the Tampa Bay Rays, the Cleveland Guardians, or the Washington Nationals?
Give me the Nationals. Final answer.
Question number 3. The Cardinals and Mets waged a classic battle in the 2006 NLCS, with St. Louis ultimately advancing to the Fall Classic. Who was the MVP of this 7-game showdown?
Ooh, 2000. Said 2006.
2006 NLCS. Who was the MVP?
Give me the options, please.
Jim Edmonds, Jeff Suppan, Chris Carpenter.
That was Carpenter.
Final answer?
Final answer. Yes.
All right, question number 4. One nation has claimed 17 Little League World Series titles, but it has taken home the ultimate prize. But it hasn't taken home the ultimate prize since 1996. This country is...
Oh. Can you repeat that one more time?
One nation has claimed 17 Little League World Series titles, but it hasn't taken home the ultimate prize since 1996. This country is...
Take a guess. The United States.
Final answer?
Final answer. Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to welcome back Marsh from the Cone of Silence. Logan, how you feeling?
So-so.
Okay. We'll see how Marsh is feeling today. He's got his coffee. Somebody said that Marsh looked like, remember the writer the critic, the food critic in Ratatouille. Yeah. So he's got that look going on today. And he's right. He's got the turtleneck, black turtleneck on. Yeah. He came around.
Yeah. My chain and my turtleneck sweater. I just need the chain.
Yeah, that's right. Marsh, how's the Cone of Silence?
Oh, it was great. There's like a punching bag or something in there now.
Speed bag.
Speed bag. Yeah, I was doing the...
How'd you do?
Ryder said I did pretty good.
Oh, well, good. Yeah. Nice. Excellent. So you get your workout in.
I did. Yeah.
Did you pack your lunch?
I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Brandon, thank you. Anton Ego.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ratatouille was a good movie.
It is. Mm-hmm. You should go on the ride in Disney World.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's excellent. All right.
You want to tell them his category?
No.
Okay.
Here we go,
Just
Marsh.
go.
Okay.
All right.
The Giants.
Football, baseball. Could be a movie. Could be random.
It's baseball. The Giants' new vice president of player development, Randy Wynn, actually finished his MLB career with the Cardinals in 2010. Can you tell us the position that Wynn manned throughout his 13 years on the field?
Randy Wynn. Oh, man, he's giving me second baseman vibes. Let's take the options, though.
Outfield, first base, shortstop.
Let's go outfield. Final answer.
Give me second base.
It wasn't a second baseman.
Let's go outfield.
Randy Wynn. I actually feel like I played with him in
MLB the show.
MLB 2K5.
Name the team that last season ranked first in baseball with 223 stolen bases.
Like this past season or 2023?
Name the team that last season
okay.
Yep. Ranked first in baseball with 223 stolen bases.
Okay. Well, I feel like the Dodgers have to be in there since 50 of those at least came from Shohei Ohtani. Man, who else likes stealing bases?
Steeler Nation. Let's steal.
There was another team that loved to steal bases. I remember I played the Cardinals one time. It was just like a frenzy. You just steal bases. I think it was the Nationals. Let's go with let's go with the Washington Nationals. Final answer.
All right, Marsh.
It's going to be the Dodgers, isn't it?
The Cardinals and Mets waged a classic battle in the 2006 NLCS, with St. Louis ultimately advancing to the Fall Classic. Who was the MVP of this 7-game showdown?
That was Jeff Suppan. Jeff Suppan with his long sleeves. Final answer.
Okay.
Question number 4. One nation has claimed 17 Little League World Series titles, but it hasn't taken home the ultimate prize since 1996. This country is?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. One nation has claimed 17 Little League World Series titles, but it hasn't taken home the ultimate prize since 1996. This country is?
It's a great question.
Thanks. I didn't write it.
You did read it, though.
I did read it. Read it well. The third time.
Let's go with Canada. Canada. Final answer.
Oh, Canada. Well, let's just start right there, because this is interesting. All right, one nation under God, indivisible. One nation has claimed 17 Little League World Series titles, but it hasn't taken home the ultimate prize since 1996. This country is? Marsh, you said Canada. Logan, you said the U.S. Neither of you took the options on this. Just a lot of confidence, CD. A lot of confidence
Very
for this
confident.
this question. Correct answer is?
Yeah, it's Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, it's Taiwan.
Yeah. They,
neither,
U.S. or Canada wasn't an option.
It wasn't an option. But I love how confident you guys were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good job.
Oh, I don't know why you're acting like that was a... Never mind.
I don't think, has Canada ever...
I don't know. Like,
have they done
Freddie
anything?
Freeman played for Canada. I don't know if he was in the Little League World Series.
Okay. Let's clean this up. The Giants' new vice president of player development, Randy Wynn, actually finished his MLB career with the Cardinals in 2010. Can he tell us the position that Wynn manned throughout his 13 years on the field? Logan, you said outfield. Marsh, you said outfield. Correct answer is...
Well, you said second base first, but it was indeed outfield.
It was the outfield. Both of you needed the options for that one. Breaking my heart in the process. I always liked Randy Wynn.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Good player, good guy. Name the team that last season ranked first in baseball with 223 stolen bases. Logan, you said the Washington Nationals.
No way.
Marsh, you said the Washington Nationals, but it'll probably be the Dodgers. I would have went with the Dodgers.
I would have went with the Reds.
Neither the Dodgers nor Reds were even an option.
Oh.
Correct answer is...
It is the Washington Nationals.
Go! Marsh did not need the options for that. He based his theory that it was the Nationals
Of one series.
off of one series against the Cardinals. Now, everybody
stole on the
Everybody
Cardinals.
stole
the
the
Reds
Cardinals.
had a day, a series where they stole like 13 bases, I think, in 3 games.
The Cardinals were that team. The Cardinals were the neighborhood where you don't lock your house. Everybody just stole from that neighborhood. And yet you somehow pieced it together that it was the Nationals. Nice job there, Marsh.
Thanks.
So Marsh does have a 1-point lead. It comes down to this. The Cardinals and Mets waged a classic battle in the 2006 NLCS, with St. Louis ultimately advancing to the Fall Classic. Who is the MVP of this 7-game showdown? Marsh, without the options, you said Jeff Suppan. Logan, with the options, you say Chris Carpenter. If it's Carpenter, we got a tie. We're heading to the walk-off. If it's Jeff Suppan or Jim Edmonds, who are the other options, Marsh is going to win today. Correct answer is...
It is Jeff Suppan.
Of course, Jeff Suppan. Logan.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Sorry, Logan, you got you 5-2 there, man. 5-2.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, right. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Good job, Logan.
Yeah, thanks,
Good job,
Logan.
Logan.
Have a great weekend.
You too, guys.
All right. The good news for Logan.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a really good guy.
Because Marsh only beats the wheels off of nice guys. So, yeah, Jeff Suppan. 15 innings of 1-run ball in that NLCS against the Mets. Dunk used to talk about that series where he stepped into the batter's box and his knees were shaking because it was so loud.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was so loud at...
what city? Shea Stadium? No,
Shea Stadium.
Was it Shea Stadium?
Oh, yeah, Shea Stadium.
Jeff Suppan just had a nice, easy delivery.
Yep.
Just, I'm not going to do it, but
It's like Happy Gilmore.
just nice and smooth.
Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Tap,
Tap, tap.
I'm really proud of myself about that Washington Nationals. I mean, I pulled that right out of my rear
You
end.
did, absolutely.
Right out of my. I went to one of the games. It was the game that Goldschmidt hit the walk-off home run. I think it was a Sunday game. But man, they were stealing bases left and right. And I think I remember watching the broadcast, and they're like, "Oh, the Nationals, they just steal bases left and right. This might be a problem for the Cardinals." I was like, "All right, I'll go with that."
Well, there you go.
Good job, Marsh.
Good memory on that. I would have definitely went with the Dodgers.
I would have went with the Reds.
Why?
The Reds were...
Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They
All right.
finished third. So
Okay.
They weren't far behind.
All right, back off.
All right.
Speaking of the Cardinals, Ryan Helsley, could he be more valuable as part of the Cardinals youth movement? That's next on 101 ESPN. Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, they've got over 700 vehicles all in one location, all out in Herculaneum. You're going to find the perfect ride that fits not only your budget, but your style, too. When it comes to Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, they've got financing options for everyone that walks through the door. So whether you're a first-time credit borrower or maybe you've got some credit issues that you need to clean up, yet you also need a vehicle, well, head out to Auto Center's Nissan. They'll get the car financed for you, and they've got great deals going on right now for their Black Friday everyday event. It It's extended through December 2nd. So when you head down there, you can take advantage of low financing rates available, like 0% APR on Pathfinders and Rogues, 0.9% APR on Frontier, plus no payments for 3 months available on select new Nissans. You give your wallet a break in the process. Brand new Nissan Kicks are now priced around $23,000. Brand new Nissan Sentras priced around $23,000, both with low payment options for all credit types. Look for those massive Black Friday dealer discounts, upwards of $10,000 off MSRP on select new Nissan models. It's all available at Auto Centers Nissan and AutoCentersNissan.com. Tell them Stalter sent you. Days ago, we talked about Ryan Helsley, the closer for the Cardinals, and how basically the Cardinals needed to trade him. Now, Marsh wants to keep him and have him be a part of the retool.
What?
That's what you told us.
I never
said
that.
I want Ryan Helsley to be a part of the retool.
Anthony, here's a little nugget. Just because I come up with the question doesn't mean I believe it.
Well, guess what? How does it feel? Because I tease some things sometimes, and then people think that I mean it. And it's just opening up the discussion.
You do mean it, Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can Ryan Helsley be part of the youth movement? We had the discussion the other day about whether or not it was imperative to trade Nolan Arenado and Helsley. What if the return isn't good? I think if the return isn't good this offseason, so you do your due diligence with Ryan Helsley, right? You're the Cardinals front office, you float it out there, and if you don't love the return, then I think you roll the dice that he doesn't get hurt and you flip him at the deadline. I think that should be your game plan. If the return isn't good this offseason, CD.
I hate the position that they're in with this because for me, the highest trade value he had was trade deadline last year. Because
you think so?
Yes.
Just because he was pitching well?
Because he was pitching. He was leading the league in saves.
Yeah,
no, you're not a fan of that? You know how many teams? You think the Yankees wouldn't have taken him?
They had Luke Dreamweaver.
After they moved on from who was the other closer?
Who was their closer? Clay Helms.
Clay Helms. They had to So that's when his market was Holmes.
Clay Holmes.
Yeah, that's when his market would have been the highest, in my opinion. And people are, you're crazy. You stick to football, Carey Davis. Okay, sure.
Stick to hockey, Carey.
Stick to hockey. You know that. Do that hockey. So now it's not going to be as high as it would have been at that time because nobody knows where they are. The highest it will be again will be the trade deadline of this upcoming season. But what if he doesn't perform as well? What if he gets hurt? What if it's not as clean as it was all of last year?
That's the risk.
That's the risk. So,
but wouldn't his trade value still be decent right now, though?
I think it's always higher at the trade deadline because people know where they are.
Yeah.
They know, oh crap, we're a closer away from being a World Series contender.
Mm-hmm.
We are the back end of our bullpen. If we can get to the ninth inning, we will win more games. And they know that throughout the entire season. They figure that part out. So I feel like that his trade value is going to be higher at the trade deadline this upcoming season. But do you run the risk of that with knowing that if he's not performing well or if he gets hurt?
Yeah.
And I think that's where you are. So you run the risk of, okay, I can take a little bit less now, or I can risk it and wait till, what is that, July, whatever. and see if I can trade him at that point.
Yeah.
Or keep him. I don't think they want to keep him at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. The only reason why you keep him is if you're going to extend him. And at his age, I don't think you extend him.
So that's the other part. So, again, we've talked to Jamie and I have talked about this time that players don't get better. I mean, you start to get older. And he's only 31.
Yeah, I think he'll be 30 now. He'll be 31,
he'll be 31
by the deadline or something.
Correct. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel bad. Yeah, he'll be 31 July 18th. So, right around the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And if he's pitching well, sure. It'll be a bunch of teams that are after him. But do you want to run that risk of a player? And also with him, I mean, he's going to be a free agent after this year, correct? Mm-hmm. What if he's not pitching well? What if he does feel something tweaked a little bit and he wants to say, you know what? I'm going to be a free agent. I don't got to keep trotting out here for this losing team.
Yeah. Well, I think you and I are on the same page in that it's almost imperative that you trade him now. You trade him this offseason.
Yeah.
You don't wait. You don't roll the dice.
But you don't get as much. And that's the problem you run into. Like, it feels like to me the Cardinals have been extremely reactive in a lot of things that they've done over the last couple of years instead of being proactive. Mm-hmm. When you're proactive, you see, you know what? This guy, yeah. Like, you could have looked at that team last year and really said, we have too many holes in our lineup to be a playoff team. Yeah. Let's be too many holes in our starting rotation to be a playoff team. This is not a playoff team roster. Yeah. It's not and it's damn sure not a championship team roster. But instead of being honest and saying that and seeing that, you said, oh, we'll hold on to him because he's leading the league in saves and we want to make sure. Cool. That's great. And so now you're in a position where, okay, we got to trade him in the offseason. We know everybody else knows that he wants to be traded, probably, right? Which brings the value down. Everybody else knows you want to trade him, which brings the value down, and you don't get as much. And there aren't as many and there'll be more teams really going after him actively at the trade deadline because they know this is what I need to be a championship team.
I'm going to be a huge Helsley here.
Okay.
Because you're right in that if they properly evaluated their team, and this isn't just a Cardinals problem, I think it is a sports problem. If they properly evaluated where they were a year ago, they could have seen that they weren't going to be good enough to make the playoffs, to rebound, all that. And they could have traded, if he were willing to move his no-trade clause. Mm-hmm. They could have traded Goldschmidt 2 years ago.
Yep.
In the midst of that losing season and got out ahead of it.
Yep.
They could have traded Helsley last season and got ahead of it. But they were more, and this is where the huge Helsley part comes in. They were more committed to thinking the fan base was stupid and that they just keep signing up for this average team and they could just keep raking despite the fact that their team wasn't worth what you'd have to spend to go to the ballpark anymore.
Right.
They felt as though that they can just keep slapping the Flex seal over everything, and the fans would be, okay, this is fixed. Yeah. We're good. But the fan base is too smart, and they've seen it now for years. This thing was crumbling.
And so we got a text here from the 636 say, "Love you, CD, but the Cards could not trade Helsley last deadline. They were trying to they were trying for the playoffs. Trading him now is fine." And maybe Mo did look into the trade value last deadline.
I don't think he's wrong. I don't think they're wrong there.
But I do. And I said that because I feel like if you had eyeballs, which all of us here in this room had eyes, we were watching that team. There is no way on God's green earth you thought that team was going to win a World Series.
Well, you and I. And Marsh,
anybody
and
that
most of the
watched
fan base, but
that team could not truly believe that they were going, like the thing I kept hearing, well, they might, if they get on a 17-game run, they can win 17. Who in the hell plans to win 17 games, and that's how you get into
happened
the
once.
One time.
It happened once. It could happen again.
How long they been playing baseball in St. Louis?
A long time.
100+ years.
What's your deal?
I don't think that's the way you go about it. That was the answer that they gave. Oh, with September hits, you be careful. You can win 17 in a row. Can you?
No, typically not.
Typically not.
Well, that goes back again to, can you properly evaluate your team?
So
most teams struggle with that.
That's my frustration. You have to be honest. You have to have honest conversations with yourself, with your team, with the structure, the construction, and how your team is built. You have to have people around you that are going to say, "Hey, that's a dumb decision. Don't do that." Hey, you. You're
making a mistake.
Don't do that.
Right.
That's dumb. And if you don't have those people around you, then you make dumb decisions, and then you're a day late and a dollar short on everything that you're trying to do going forward. And that's how I just feel about it.
We've got our part one of our Sports Six-Pack coming up. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you've got a question for us, send it in right now. 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack next in the Fast Lane. The Missouri Athletic Club, love heading down there. Usually I go to the West Clubhouse because it's right on my way to work. I love stopping there, get my workout in, seeing the friends I've made along the way. Most times I'll use their business center to kind of prep for the show and, again, just kind of chat with the people that are there. But when it comes to involving my family, I enjoy the various events that they have. I enjoy taking the kids to their Easter egg hunt or trunk or treat, which is just recent. They always do a great job of making sure they have something for the family. That's my MAC, Missouri Athletic Club.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues lost in overtime last night to the Buffalo Sabres 4-3 the final. They will take on the Boston Bruins once again tomorrow afternoon. Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Puck drop is at noon, and you can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. We talked about the Blues. Should the Blues embrace the retool? If you missed that conversation or any conversation from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 Schaefer Door Company mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Six-Pack coming your way next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. This is listener-submitted questions to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646 with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. What do you got, Marsh?
Question number 1.
From the 636, I heard you guys talking earlier about A.J. McCarron and the Battlehawks. Did you happen to see what he posted on Instagram?
Yeah.
Nah, what happened? What he was thanking the Battlehawks for his time and appreciative of how great the organization treated him and wished them all the best of luck in the world going forward.
That's a negative Ghost Rider.
No? What did he say?
There's a little bit of that.
What happened?
Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, please do. That way we won't
pull it up real quick.
Screw this up.
All right, AJ McCarron, Instagram. This is on the story. This is what this says. My phone must not work anymore to let me know when this was actually going down. But St. Louis, thank you for the last 2 seasons. You will hold... the stories, they go away if you don't hold it down. You will hold a special place in my heart for the rest of my life. I will talk more on this situation and my future on Monday at 2 p.m. Central on at McCready and Siskey.
Okay, well, so it doesn't sound like the Battlehawks notified A.J. McCarron. At least that's kind of what we're seeing here. Or maybe they intended on calling him and the word got leaked. Either way, this shouldn't happen.
They had to call him after 9 p.m. when his minutes were free.
Right, yeah. What reason did you have to not call your starting quarterback the last 2 years and give him a heads up that he will not be coming back?
They didn't have those anytime minutes?
I guess not.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way to handle business.
No.
Probably not a good look.
At all.
That's not great.
Unfortunately, these things happen. They shouldn't happen, but unfortunately they do.
Yeah, sometimes... especially if the media gets a hold of it before the player actually knows. I've seen and heard stories of guys that have gotten traded and found out while they're watching ESPN.
Yeah.
Like that's... I think it's really...
It's not good.
Nah, man.
I don't care how you slice it.
Because
it's not
you're... I know people look at players like, oh, they're just athletes. But no, they're human beings.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much A.J. McCarron wanted to play for the Battlehawks again. But no matter what company or what business you're in, you would prefer to hear that you're no longer working there from the people that actually work there.
Right.
As opposed to in the media.
Especially, from what we could tell, he was a really good Battlehawk. Mm-hmm. He's somebody that did take on the leadership role and had some really good games. Unfortunately, last season didn't end the way we wanted it to, and they didn't make the playoffs 2 years ago, but hardly A.J. McCarron's doing. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate. Again, it shouldn't happen that way, but Sometimes it does, and especially now in social media and all that. Yeah. So, sorry about it.
Question number 2.
No, Carey, that's reserved for other things.
That's what they said.
No, that's
not what they said?
Yeah, but we say that when we don't actually mean that we're sorry.
Oh, I don't know. Do you think that they meant it?
No, that's a good call.
Sorry. Did you feel that way?
All right, from the 314.
Is there anything more disrespectful?
You didn't call your quarterback and tell him you were cutting him or releasing
You're
him?
right. They basically said, sorry you feel that way.
Like, you didn't, I'm sure it was just a lapse in judgment.
I'm sure it's a miscommunication.
Yeah,
Maybe they called the wrong AJ McCarron.
Yeah, they got a couple of AJs. Like when
Where'd you get that shaker bottle at? Is that yours?
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Like when Bill Belichick called the wrong Brian and told him he got hired by the Giants.
That was bad, boy. That was real bad. Thanks, Coach. I really appreciate that.
Hey, wait.
What have you heard though?
You talking to the right Brian?
Yeah.
Dayball. Sorry.
It was Brian Dayball, not Brian Flores. What if you're Bill? You're like, always believe in you. Can't believe they did that to you. I got wrong information.
Sorry.
It's tough.
That you feel that way.
Okay, so this one comes from the 314. Since the Cards are in the same size market, same size to similar market as San Diego, why can't the Cards embrace that business plan?
Oh, they could, but you think about the way the Padres have, I mean, didn't they get a loan or something, get a bailout? They can't be making money. They could. But if you don't win, you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket. If you don't win, then what? Like at some point, the bill's going to come due for the Padres, and it's going to be ugly.
I was going to say how much the Padres
you have like no drafts. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I don't have intimate knowledge of their farm system. Maybe it's better than I think. But typically, when you're making all these deals because you're in win now mode, you deplete your farm system. So I wonder if the Padres are going to be hurting beyond this. But can they do it? Absolutely. Yeah. The Cardinals could do it.
Well, if the Padres end up winning a World Series out of this,
then it'll be worth it.
Would it be worth it? Yeah.
I would say so.
They spend a lot of money to do that, Anthony.
Yes, that's correct.
I mean,
again, will they and could they? That's two different questions.
So, will they? No. Could they?
Yes.
There you go. That's better. Good job.
Question number 3.
From the 618, are the Blues more interested in making the playoffs or developing youth? Hard to do both.
I agree that it is hard to do both. And I don't know this to be fact, but if I'm Army and I'm looking at my roster, I'm thinking to myself, and this is before I made any moves this past offseason, I'm thinking to myself, we were on the cusp. Like, we were on the outside looking in last year at the playoffs, but it's not like we were eliminated in December. We were at least there, and I didn't think I had the right team then. Can I make some moves like Broberg and like Holloway and like, the Josephs and all that? Can I make some moves where we can accomplish both, where we're developing the players, we're developing kind of a new core, and we also get into the playoffs, even if it's one of the last wild cards? I don't think that's that unrealistic. When you look at it now, it feels unrealistic because of the injuries and because of the poor performance.
Do you all feel coming into this season that the roster was better than last year's roster?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
So if you just barely missed the playoffs last year and you come in with a better roster this year, why are we so, and I'm not saying we in this room, but people are so angry with Army for the roster construction because they're losing right now? Like you just said it, they missed the playoffs, and if you beat the Blackhawks, if you beat your San Jose Sharks, if you beat the Columbus Blue Jackets before the All-Star, like if you win 4 or 5 more games, you're probably in the playoffs, correct?
Yeah, but they didn't.
They didn't. But that team is not better on paper than this team this year. So why can't we just acknowledge that the injuries are killing them at this point?
Well, I think CD, though, that I think people did get on board. I think initially if you look at like the ticket sales, we had the conversation before the season, like, this kind of feels like there's a buzz here. And I don't think people were naive. They didn't think that the Blues were a cup team, but I do think they were excited.
They were a playoff team, a fringe playoff team.
Yes. So now you ask, what's the difference? The difference is they've lost 7 of their last 9, and they look like crapola.
Their best players are hurt.
Are their guys still playing?
Well, Anthony, they got to field a team and play the games. They can't forfeit. This isn't little leagues.
They win games.
Okay. All right.
Win games.
Oh, goodness.
This is my retort to your Jaden Daniels. Oh, he's playing, isn't he?
He's playing. I don't give a
so
damn.
are these guys.
No. If Jaden Daniels...
It's Golden Falk.
If Jaden Daniels...
Colton
Falk.
Is that Marshall's brother or Justin's?
If Jaden Daniels didn't play and they lost, it's one thing. Jaden's is playing and they lost.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about
I don't
no
hear your
ribs.
crap.
Well, I think the thing is, though, like, I didn't feel like they were. I mean, you could make an argument that they were, but like, again, I said at the beginning of the show, I didn't feel like they were world beaters at the beginning of the season when Robert Thomas was on the roster.
That I agree with.
Or was playing.
Yep.
And Philip Broberg was playing. Like, they were playing. They are your best players.
Yes.
Up until when they got injured.
Right.
But just because they're playing good doesn't mean that the team is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't call yourself a good team if you continually give the lead up in the first period.
Yep.
And you're down.
And you're losing.
And you're losing.
You're losing games.
Oh, we're coming back. We're showing something.
You know what? You're not.
When was Robert Thomas? When did he hurt himself? What was his ankle? What?
That was
before the Leafs game.
That was real early.
Was it the Winnipeg or Carolina?
I believe it was the Winnipeg game. I believe he blocked a shot. That was the Winnipeg game because I was at that game.
So at that point they were 4-3. They lost that game. So
and that was a close game.
And they lost 3-2. So let's say he plays that game and you win, and now you're 5-2. And now they have stunk since he's been out. They are 7-3,
right?
3-7.
Easily could have lost the Seattle game. You easily could have lost the San Jose game,
but you didn't. Anthony had a plan. They start off slow and win.
Okay.
And he was right, and I loved it.
You didn't. You hated it.
I look at the way.
Yeah, you thought it was terrible. You even told me.
I look at the way that teams win.
You told me just flat out. Yeah, that was terrible.
Like, look at how teams win games. Like, again, like the Vikings, right? You don't have faith in the Vikings. They're 7-2 right now.
I don't have faith in them.
Why is that?
Because their quarterback is not great.
Why?
Because you watch the games and you see this doesn't look like a winning team.
Because their quarterback does not look like a quarterback that can win you a championship. I think he's a solid number 2. And I think he's surrounded by Justin Jefferson, who if I throw Justin, I could get you to 7-2 with Justin Jefferson. I probably could.
I mean, he's force-feeding the ball to Justin Jefferson, throwing interceptions.
As he should. He's the best damn receiver in the league. Yeah, throw it to him every time. Is he open? Nope. But so what? He'll catch it.
Well, he tried that this past week. He probably could have threw 5 interceptions.
Well.
I'm just saying, I look at how are you winning? Like, how are you winning these games? That can't be a thing where you go down every single game and then call yourself a good team because you came back and won a few times.
Yeah.
Like, eventually it's going to catch up to you.
I think they win more games if Robert Thomas is in the lineup.
All right, let's continue our Sports Six Pack Part 2 next on 101 ESPN. Before it gets too cold, If you're looking for a new roof, call my friends at the Happy Roof Company. They have our A-plus rating with the BBB. They've been in business for over 50 years. In fact, they've got over 50 years combined experience, I should say, in roofing, siding, and gutters. And they don't chase storms. 100% of their market is right here in St. Louis and the surrounding areas. Their headquarters, in fact, are right there in Sunset Hills. So you know when they give you a 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs, they're not one of these companies that simply come in and out based on the storm, and you don't know if the warranty is going to be good enough. No, not with Happy Roof Company. If you call today, they'll have someone to look at your issue if you are having an issue within 24 hours. They do residential and commercial roofing, superior high-end products, and they have great relationships, not only with realtors if you are looking to add a new roof in the process of selling your home, but they also have great relationships with insurance companies too. If your insurance claim recently got denied, but your neighbors are getting new roofs, call the Happy Roof Company. Again, they work very well with insurance companies, and maybe they'll get your situation figured out for you. They do a great job when it comes to insurance claims. Call them, 314-665-3001, 314-665-3001, thehappyroof.com. It's the Happy Roof Company.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
All right, a very quick part two of the Sports Six-Pack. Go ahead, Marsh.
Question number 4.
I love this question from 618. What was the better promotion, 35-cent tacos for 5 Blues goals or $1 off Domino's Pizza for Rams touchdowns?
That's got to be 35-cent tacos.
Yeah, I got to go with tacos.
More
than
$1 off. I mean, that's cool.
Plus, it's tacos.
Man, it's tacos.
That was I remember that back in the day. They had the Taco Bell signs. Anytime the Blues scored, they'd spin it around. And then if there was 4 goals scored, the "Let's go Blues," except for everyone would say, "We want tacos." It was great.
That's awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
they got rid of it.
Give me them tacos.
Yeah.
All day long. And twice on Blues 5-goal nights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 5.
Honestly, the answer is always tacos, in my opinion.
I mean, you're not wrong.
This is a great question from 618. Where does In Ever Bob come from?
We have no idea.
Never heard of it till I got here.
Yeah.
You guys are hilarious.
I don't know. I don't even know who started it. I don't know if it was me or BT.
Really?
Or somebody
I thought it
else.
was from a movie.
I could have thought so, too.
In Ever Bob. I don't know. We just started saying it.
Bob Barker? Bob Costas?
No, I don't know. I don't know who Bob is.
Bob the Builder?
I could let me do some research here. In
Figure it
Ever
out.
Bob. In Ever.
Bob Marley? Nah.
314 says Family Guy.
That sounds right.
In Ever Bob.
In Ever Bob. In Ever.
I don't know.
Yeah, actually, that makes sense. So I think it was BT. Because BT's a huge Family Guy.
Oh, really?
So that makes sense. I think it was. I think it was from Family Guy.
Okay, the 314 says Office Space. The 636 says Major League.
Oh. No, it wasn't. It's not.
314 saying the Family Guy was a cutaway in Family Guy.
Hockey Bob?
That's what the water boy said. Comes from Hockey Bob.
Yeah, Splashback Deuce is right. The guy with no hands hasn't made a play in ever, Bob. It's a guy with no hands who's playing shortstop, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely from Family Guy.
Okay.
It's from Family Guy. BT started it.
Yeah, the armless second baseman.
Yeah, or shortstop or something. Yep. Yeah, it's Family Guy.
Second baseman, Anthony. I know you don't like second base, but
I do like second base. I'm a big fan of second base.
618 says, love that you aren't sure where it came from. You just say it every single day, but just have no idea where the origins are. Oh, no, we do.
We got a 4-hour show. We say a lot of stuff we don't really know. You know?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. But this is why you appreciate the show, I think.
I agree.
Have we weeded out everybody that's like, well, you're supposed to be the expert? We're not the expert in anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen one of those texts in a long time.
Good. That means the listeners know.
Favorite shows.
They understand the show.
Like, we're not reporters.
No, we're not.
Not at all.
We're supposed to be entertainers. It's up to you whether or not you're entertained.
Are you not entertained?
Are you excited to see the Gladiator 2?
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I'll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get to the Roman Coliseum, man. It's on my bucket list.
You know,
you were going.
Apparently, there's water in there at one point.
Really?
What? Yeah, that's what the movie said, isn't it?
No.
The movie's documentary, is it not?
I gotta get there.
It absolutely is.
I might see you all. Take a 2-week time. Take 2 weeks off of work. Just catch y'all when I catch you.
Well, okay. But let us know if you're taking the time off.
Nope. Just gonna.
Okay.
You can bring the. Yeah, you just do the show from Rome.
Maybe you know what? Now that
cool.
would be cool.
Or you just say you do.
I will. I will do the show from Rome. Might be only a couple hours. I don't know. What's the time difference over
Well,
there?
yeah, that would be tough.
What are we looking at?
Yeah, are they ahead of us?
Yeah, they got to be ahead of us.
Time in Rome, Italy. It is 11:59 p.m. right now.
I'll still be up.
Yeah.
I'll still be up.
So it's almost midnight.
Almost midnight? I can stay up till 1 a.m.
Carey's doing it from like a club in Italy. The lights are the same though. You know, you got the
Yeah,
you guys can't hear me. I don't know.
I think the Bills are gonna win.
Turn that bed music down.
It's not a bed music. It's a CD. It's in the damn bar in Rome.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I think we covered that.
Nice.
Question number 6.
This one comes from Grant Francis Fan Club. Any idea why the Blues called up Leo Loof, didn't play him, and sent him right back down?
I was wondering that. I was waiting on Jamie to get back. I don't know. I didn't even know the guy, Leo. Didn't get to see him. Don't know what I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of that was. I don't know if it was a body for practice or who knows. But, I mean, that's got to be a little bit frustrating if you're him.
I would think so.
You get called up. You're like, you tell your fam, like, yeah, made it to the roster. And then they're like, yeah, no, you're not going to play.
Yeah, just
go
cold
back
off
to
of that call. Cold off of that
go
call.
back to where you came from.
Call you up as backup, but then when someone actually goes down, P.O. Joseph, we're actually going to send you back down and bring somebody else up.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I actually, well, it's awful. Had that happen to me. I got cut by the Colts because the 2 safeties went down. I was like, I don't even play safety. What's going on here?
We need the roster spot. We need the roster spot.
Was it just for the week?
No, it was supposed to be. They didn't bring me back. Coach Dungy did apologize to me, though.
Did he?
He saw me a couple years later in Pittsburgh. The whole offensive staff came up and apologized.
Was it after you won the Super Bowl?
It was before. Like, it was when I was starting in Pittsburgh.
That's classy.
It was. I love Coach Dungy. He was awesome. He came. He was like, man, I'm sorry we had to do that. And, roster spot. But, yeah, Mike Dawson, Drees Bashir, I believe, both got hurt opening game.
Wow.
They're like, yeah, we're going to put you back on practice squad. And, hey, they never called me again. I was like, wow, I've been in this hotel for 2 weeks. What's going on?
That was your first team, right?
Yep.
The Colts?
Man, that was terrible.
And then that's how you wound up in Atlanta?
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, I can't remember. Yep.
Yeah.
It was Atlanta after that.
And then you played in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, and when we lost.
You beat the brakes off the Rams.
Oh, we beat the hell out of the Rams. It was like 41-17.
That was the end of the greatest show on turf.
Get those guys up out of here.
Alan Rossman worked on, said, you know what?
Gotta go.
We're done with you.
I remember exactly where I was on a hockey tournament in a hotel watching that game.
With Hockey Bob.
Not with Hockey Bob, no.
You and hockey.
But I remember turning that game on and then quickly turning it off.
It was 14-14.
And then it wasn't, Anthony.
And then it wasn't. And then it wasn't.
Then it wasn't.
Speaking of the Cardinals and the Blues, are the Blues basically in the same spot now as the Cardinals? We'll explain why from a fan perspective it might be, and that's not a good thing. That's next. .507, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Are the Cardinals and Blues now in similar territory? I think that we're starting to see the Blues fan base get frustrated with the lack of now vision. The players are hurt, but I think that only lasts so long. When the losses start to pile up, Carey, as a fan, you stop caring. You say, I know the team's hurt, but they're not withstanding. They're not treading water. I gotta move on. Not move on from being a fan, just move on from like the season. I think that maybe they're on the edge of anger, and at some point, as we know, with Cardinals fans, anger turns to apathy. Now, there's a very skeptical viewpoint on it. Maybe I'm wrong, but following last night's loss, in which you blew a 1-0 lead and then a 3-2 lead, and of course, previous game, you blew a 2-goal lead heading into the third period. You blew, you had an 8-1 loss to the Capitals. It's all piling up.
I think you're going to have people that are frustrated because you want your team to be successful. You don't want to watch. I mean, this is 2 seasons of Cardinals baseball, and is this the 3rd season of Blues hockey where it has not been great, and you haven't. 2 seasons where you haven't made the playoffs, and this would be the 3rd season that they haven't made it if they don't make it here this year. I think there's a level of frustration with that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's the same, though. Like, I feel like the Cardinals finally figured out, we've been going in the wrong direction. We've been signing veteran players, older players, as you said, Flex Seal and trying to plug holes and plug this and plug that.
Right.
And, that's not going to work. That's not how you win championships. You win championships by having a younger core that grows up and learns how to be better, and then you go and add a piece here, a piece there, and now you're ready to win championships or compete for championships. I think the Blues started that process sooner than the Cardinals have. I think they started a couple of years ago when they traded away O'Reilly and they traded away Tarasenko, when they started to say, we're not going to bring those guys back on contracts that's not, conducive to helping us win in this moment. Mm-hmm. We're going to go in a direction, and I think last year, as you said, they just barely missed the playoffs. They lost some games that they shouldn't have lost. And then you make some changes in going into this season. But guys are hurt. Like, you've had significant players on your roster miss time. Not only the 2 big players, you've had Matthew Joseph miss time. You've had Kasperi Kapanen miss time. Now P.O. Joseph is going to miss time. You've had Nick Leddy miss a lot of time that we don't even speak about him, right? So you're dealing with all of these injuries. I feel like it's a completely different situation. You can be frustrated because the players that are there are not playing well, but it's so funny to me. There are reasons why certain players get more time because they're better. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody at a certain level as a professional is good, but then you have people that are better than those players, and they play better, right? So when you got guys that are getting more time on the ice in comparison to what they were getting, you might not be as good.
Yeah.
So for me, the only reason I don't feel like that's a reason to be frustrated. Once this team is back healthy, you just hope that they aren't too far out of it at that point. But I think once they get completely healthy, you'll be looking at a Blues team that can actually compete and win games and finish games.
We have fantasy starts and sits coming up, so we do this every Friday. If you have any fantasy football starts or sits questions, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. We'll do that in a couple of minutes, but start sending your fantasy football starts and sits question now. Splashback Deuce, he just posed something in the snake pit that's really interesting, and the comment flashed off our screen here, so I'll paraphrase. But he said he wonders if people would have taken a decade of losing before the 2019 season if it meant winning a cup that year. Like, go back before 2019. Would you have taken a decade of losing if it meant you won a cup that year?
Probably.
I think so.
Well, I mean, you didn't win anything before that anyways, so.
Right. So why not take it? Yeah.
And you did. You lost for 5 years?
Well, he's saying right now, like moving forward.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. Like, if we go back in 2019, we say, hey, listen, Marsh, the Blues are going to win a cup. But from 2020 to 2030, you're not going to win a damn thing. You're going to have to lose. You're just going to have losing seasons.
I think that's a tough question because right now we're in a situation where both the two main teams in this city are not good.
Yeah.
You know, I think people could withstand that little spurt where the Blues weren't good after the first lockout in the 21st century because the Cardinals were like one of the best teams in baseball. And you're like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like the Cardinals are in the playoffs every year and they're going to the championship series every single year.
Yeah.
It seemed like. So it's like, it is what it is. We haven't won anything anyways, so I can withstand that. I don't know if I could do that now though, just because both teams are not in good situations.
Right. I think this is it's another example though. Like when you're a fan, you want to just see your team be competitive. Like yes, you obviously want your team. Like the Cardinals' frustration lies in them just kind of doing enough and them being competitive, but not really. Like you haven't been competitive in the postseason. You don't ever want to see your team lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. You want them to be in the mix.
I think that's why everybody is so, and I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people are frustrated right now with both of these organizations. And I'll even go back to when the Cardinals were missing the playoffs in the late 2010s. Mm-hmm. You know, they were a few games out. You know, they were still playing competitive baseball down the stretch. But the Blues went to the Western Conference Final. You know, they had multiple, playoff appearances in that stretch after being bad for X amount of years. And then they capped it off with a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And then now we're just in a different era now, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marsh.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, I'm sorry I wasn't born in 10 different places and have 10 different favorite teams.
You're talking to me? That's Jamie. Jamie's got 12 different teams.
You were born in 10 different places.
That's true. Yeah.
You've been all over the place.
I have.
That's amazing.
Fantasy football starts and sits next. So if you've got a fantasy football question, send it in 314-399-9646. We'll do that next in the Fast Lane. We do this every Friday. It's our starts and sits segment. So if you got any fantasy football questions that you want for CD and I to answer, 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. I feel like our advice has been pretty solid this year, CD.
I told the guy I want them to text us back in and let us know on Monday.
Yeah, let us know if we screwed you.
How many points you got and how many you could have gotten if you went the other way.
Right.
Let us know.
Did we screw you hard? Or
I hope not.
Do we lift you to greatness?
I want you to win.
How are Bury the Bodies doing?
How are they doing?
Let's see here.
How was Neighbors Dave?
Neighbors Dave is terrible right now.
Is it a wrap?
Neighbors Dave is, let's check it's not a good, 4-6 in 8th place.
Ooh.
But hey, there's we got time. I think we got, 3 weeks left of the regular season in fantasy before we hit playoffs.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's not good. It's not good.
How many teams make the playoffs?
I believe 6.
Ooh, Bury the Bodies is 5th at 6-4.
CDs, TDs is 7-3.
Looking to get a win this week.
League.
And we'll see what happens. But all of my fantasy football teams this year are terrible. 4-6. I'm 4-6 in every damn league I'm in.
Wow.
You know, evaluation and development, Marcia, we've been talking about
from
here.
the 504.
No, you don't hear it? Okay.
No, I've been plagued by injuries this year. It is what it is. It happens.
It happens.
Won't make excuses, though.
Playoffs? I'm talking about playoffs.
As long as you have good bobbleheads and things like that, you'll be good.
What?
Yeah, giveaways. It's all about the giveaways.
That's ridiculous.
All right, let's go with the 504. Ricky Pearsall versus Jameson Williams. Start or sit? Who are you going with?
I feel like Jameson is like feast or famine. And I would probably go Ricky Pearsall. I think because Brandon Ayuk is out and Debo, they got Kittle there. I still might go Ricky Pearsall. I think he had 2 catches for 60 yards last week.
He had his first touchdown.
Yeah. It's about the targets. I don't feel like they're targeting Jameson enough. There's so many people to eat in that offense. You got 2 running backs. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got Laporta. You got a lot of guys over there.
But Laporta's a little banged up, right?
Is he?
Yeah. I would go Jameson Williams just based on Jacksonville. They have the 31st fantasy defense against wide receivers. So I'd go Jameson Williams. I don't think it's an easy choice, but
they're saying Laporta is out.
There you go. There you go. I would definitely go Jameson Williams. I don't think you're right. Look, you're not wrong though. Jameson Williams is feast or famine. It can be one of those. He catches one pass for 85 yards and a touchdown, and he sets you up, or he catches one pass for 17 yards and that's it. So, but yeah, I would go with Williams.
From the 314, start Russell Wilson or Sam Darnold. No. Also, Jennings or Mooney in the flex standard league.
You starting Russell, Jennings or Mooney?
I think Mooney's questionable, is he not?
Is he?
No, he's fine.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
But we're talking about Darnell Mooney.
Yeah.
So it's Mooney or who?
Jennings.
So Mooney is facing Denver, who has the number 1 fantasy defense against wide receivers. Jennings got the better matchup, but I don't think he's going to be. Like CD just got done saying about the Lions. As the 49ers, same deal. There's too many mouths to feed. And Kirk Cousins has loved Mooney this year. So I'd go Mooney, and I would definitely go Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's got the better matchup against the Ravens defense. The pass defense is terrible.
From the 618, Pollard or Dowdle? This comes from Jerry Jones in the offseason.
I'm probably going Pollard.
Yeah.
Dowdle, the Cowboys give me nothing.
I would go with the better player because the matchup's similar. The Vikings are number 2, and the Texans are number 4 against running backs. So
I think
2 bad matchups. Down to
the Texans. I often think about this when I'm looking at running backs. Which running back is going to get more touches? I think the Cowboys are going to start to have to pass at some point in that game where your running back starts to become limited in the run game because you're down. They should be down to the Texans. The Texans got to figure some things out. The Cowboys are terrible. The only way the Cowboys are still in that game is if Micah Parsons just gets after the quarterback the entire game.
Yeah.
So I would take Pollard over Dowdle.
Yeah, I agree. Pollard.
From the 636, Zay Flowers or Tyreek Hill?
I'm going Tyreek every time. I'm never not going Tyreek. I know he's dealing with a foot injury. I think they've discussed maybe surgery in the offseason.
So wrist,
foot, but so what?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. If those are your two options, I mean, man, those are pretty good options.
Who's your other option?
Yeah, right.
Who else you got? That other guy might need to be sitting down.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
From the 573, should I start Tyler Lockett or Najee Harris in the flex position?
I think DK is back.
I would go Najee.
I would go Najee.
You know he's going to get those opportunities.
Yep.
You know he's going to get the goal line carries. Yeah. Tyler Lockett, I think, is fine. His floor is okay, but I don't know if his ceiling is there.
Yeah.
I'd go Najee Harris. Even against Baltimore. Baltimore's run defense is good.
Did I say DK Samuel or did I say DK Metcalf?
I think you said Metcalf.
Oh.
You did.
I felt like I said DK Samuel.
But the one day I said, did I say NFC South or AFC
I mean,
South?
DK Samuel's no Colton Falk, but
and nobody is.
Nobody
really.
Is.
No,
nobody is.
I'm sure there's
it might be Colton Falk somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
From the 636, Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow.
You hate Justin Herbert.
I don't hate him. I just think that they are a running team now, which makes them better.
They have the least amount of pass attempts, I think, in football.
This is the best football you've seen Justin Herbert play, too, isn't it?
Justin Herbert's really good. I don't like how you just crush Herbert.
If he's that good, why is Jim Harbaugh saying we'll run the ball?
Because he's going to run the ball if he has Patrick Mahomes.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, if Jalen Hurts is so good, why do you think they should run the ball with Saquon Barkley?
He would, but he would pass the ball as well.
Jim Harbaugh is going to run the ball.
Not with Patrick Mahomes, he wouldn't. I'm sure of that.
Joe Burrow.
Why?
Because he's going to have more opportunities.
There you go.
More attempts. More
Jim Harbaugh's a
yards.
Smart coach.
He's got Jamar Chase.
He's a smart head. He's a smart and T. Higgins is back.
You got to account for, what are these guys doing fantasy football wise?
So, Herbert, if you're playing, and if the Chargers are playing with the lead, they're not gonna put the ball in the air anyways.
Joe Burrow is the quarterback you should go with for fantasy football.
Correct.
From the 618,
but I don't like how he does not like Herbert in real football.
No, doesn't like,
which is ridiculous to me.
I just like him better when he's doing this, handing it off.
Well, you can get Kirky football.
Yeah, anybody can hand the football off, right?
Sure.
Unless you're Anthony Richardson, tired.
Yeah.
From the 618,
check yourself out one time.
It's one time too many.
It is.
Kyle Pitts or Tucker Kraft this week?
Ooh.
I think you got to go Kraft.
Kyle Pitts is another hit or miss.
Yes,
when he's on, he's on. When he's off, he is off.
Yep.
Man.
When he's off, they don't throw him.
They don't throw it to him.
Yeah. Or he gets 2 touchdowns against Tampa.
Or he can catch the ball in the middle of the field and.
Give me Tucker Kraft. Bears are 22nd against fantasy tight ends. Denver's 11th. So a little better matchup for Tucker Kraft. Excuse me.
From the 314, Jerry Jeudy or DJ Moore? Jalen Warren or Javonte Williams? Thanks in advance for the help.
Estime is getting
DJ
a lot
Moore
of the carries in Denver now.
DJ Moore or Jerry Jeudy?
I think you gotta go DJ Moore in that one.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go DJ Moore.
Would you?
Yep. Better player. I don't think Jerry. First of all,
who has a better quarterback? Because it doesn't matter about. For me, you got to get the ball to the guy.
I think Jerry Jeudy. I think Jerry Jeudy is just a jag.
He might be, but his quarterback, in my opinion, right now is better than Caleb Williams.
Give me DJ Moore.
Give me Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
Aaron Jones or
what was the other one?
Jalen Warren or Javonte Williams?
I was thinking, isn't
I think you gotta go Jalen Warren.
Yeah,
that's not. I mean, what you're saying is that you've got either injuries or bye problems if you're going with that matchup. So I would go Jalen Warren.
I would as well. I think Estime had more carries last week. I don't know if Williams was injured or.
Brandon Johnson, the Snake Pit, asked Kraft or Velveeta.
Give me Kraft.
Velveeta. You can't really go wrong with either one of them.
Give me Kraft.
Aaron Jones or Cortland Sutton in your flex?
Ooh, who is Denver playing? They
Atlanta.
are playing Atlanta. I might go Cortland Sutton.
I think it's Aaron Jones.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
He's got to stay healthy, but because Aaron Jones is, if I'm the Vikings, I got to run the ball. After watching Sam Darnold trying to lose me games the last couple of weeks, I'm going to run the ball with Aaron Jones. If he stays healthy, great. And I think the offense looked a lot better when there was more balance.
Yeah.
I thought the Vikings got pass happy in L.A., and I thought they got pass happy last week. So I think Aaron Jones got the better matchup.
I would go Cortland Sutton. I think Cortland is he's their number one receiver. He's going to get the targets. He's going to get the opportunities to catch passes. I would go there. Because if Sam Darnold is unable to remember what color jerseys they're wearing, they wear purple, right?
That's why he's going to hand the ball off.
Well,
but the problem
white
is
last week.
Well, that might throw you off because every team wears white at some point. So I could see how he would be confused.
What's your problem with Sam Darnold? He doesn't like him.
That's been the problem with Sam Darnold.
He's winning games now.
Cool. But yeah, when you can't throw the ball, you have more people in the box. So it makes it harder to run. So give me Cortland Sutton.
I'll take a mental note of that when I decide on if I should play Cortland Sutton or Aaron Jones on Sunday in my flex spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that was short.
Wow. Marshy asked it. I love it. So who are you going with?
I don't know. We'll look at the film. We'll go back, listen to the podcast. All brought to you by
Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
And I'll decide.
Christopher asked if there's any sleepers. I'll give you a couple. I don't know. And these all range, right, in terms of sleepers. I think Bo Nix is a sleeper against Atlanta. I think Russell Wilson's a sleeper against Baltimore. I think Drake May is a sleeper against the Rams defense. They don't play. They don't cover. I think Alexander Madison could go off against the Dolphins.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you.
Who else? Cedric Tillman for the Browns. Again, we're talking about sleepers here. Marquez Valdez-Scantling coming off the 2 touchdowns.
Hey, is he playing the Falcons again?
No, but,
Okay. All right.
Dawson Knox could be a good one with Dalton Kincaid out. Mike Gesicki, if he's still available. He's got a decent matchup against the... actually, you know what? With T. Higgins back, scratch that one. Hunter Henry, Patriots, if you're looking for a tight end. Jonnu Smith's been more active in the Dolphins passing game of late. All right, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the fantasy starts and sits here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We've got our biggest question of the day next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues will look to get back in the win column tomorrow afternoon as they take on the Boston Bruins. Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Puck drop is at noon. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 Schaefer Door Company ESPN mobile app. It is free. Go check it out. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. So tomorrow, Blues Bruins. We also have Georgia and Tennessee with the pregame starting at 6 p.m. We'll have Blues and Hurricanes for you on Sunday. Pregame starts at 3. And then Monday Night Football, Cowboys, Texans. So a lot of games coming up this weekend. We'll see how that plays into our biggest question of the day. That is next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh. This Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, you heard the big voice there. Time for the biggest question of the day here on 101 ESPN. Marshy.
So, I kind of alluded to it in the Sports Center update, but and obviously, like, this is a part of our job, so we have to pay attention to all of these games. But I'd like to know, like, what the listeners are thinking. There's a lot of different games going on. You have Blues they're on tomorrow afternoon. Guess what else is on tomorrow afternoon? College football, right? Blues play on Sunday. What else is on Sunday? The NFL. So for the fans that like, you know, everything essentially, I wonder where their viewing is going to go to based on where the Blues are right now, playing wise. How much, you know, like, are they going to be on the little TV? Are they going to be on the big TV? Like, what does that look like for you guys this weekend? And I would like the text line to chime in as well.
I tend to flip back and forth.
I tend to usually go with the thing that I'm most interested in on the big screen, and then phone or computer, tablet, whatever, go with the smaller one. So college football would be on the big TV for me this weekend.
Well, I'll be watching the Fight in the Illini. Get up on Sparty.
Yeah. You're going to be there, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you calling the game?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. So nobody's going to be on the TV.
No.
He's going to have the game right there,
in front of me.
Right in front of him.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not into college football, though, then you're obviously going to be tuned into the Blues. My question would be, if you're not interested in college football, will you make an appointment listening then or watching the Blues and Bruins? It's an 11 a.m. pregame here on 101 ESPN. Right. So what about you, Marsh? Because you like foosball and the hockey.
I do. I'm even though this team frustrates me
to no end,
there'll be a big TV game.
They're injured, Marshy.
It doesn't matter.
Keep that in mind.
It does not matter.
They're dealing with injuries, okay? All right. As long as everybody knows.
The team frustrates me. They're a big TV team for me. Because hockey is my favorite.
Your love.
It's my love.
The way they dribble up and down.
I've always been the type of person where when it's hockey season, it's hockey season. Unless it's October and the Cardinals are in the playoffs. But we haven't had to worry about that lately.
Is what you're saying.
So when it's hockey season, it's hockey season, and then football is secondary.
Okay.
So now Sunday will be great because the game is at 4:00. And so we have pregame at 3. Vikings. That's a noon game. That'll play right into my schedule. That's fantastic.
That's really what you're looking for.
You're going to miss that Falcons-Broncos kickoff.
Well, yeah, you're going to miss the Falcons-Broncos kickoff.
Is that what you're telling me, Marshall?
You're going to miss Bo Nix going up and down the field against them birds.
I don't think he will.
Did you see? These people are funny. Man, we had the funniest listeners.
Did you see the one I saw? I don't know.
Probably from Grant Francis fan club.
Oh, no, it was another one.
No, from the 816. What happened?
I'll tell you later.
Not for your ears, Anthony.
What? What happened?
That's funny.
That's the benefit of looking at the text line.
Yep.
Get to see what all these beautiful people text
They
in.
are hilarious.
Let's go through some of these, though. We got the 618. Unless the Packers are playing nothing but blues, will be watched. From the 314, little TV, if not watching at all. Alabama and SEC football chaos trumps all.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
You don't have great matchups this week in college football, but it's one of those things where you start to watch it, even if you think it's going to be kind of a blowout game, and all of a sudden you're still watching the fourth quarter because it's close. Or you just flip to. There's so many college football games on, you just flip to the one that is close.
That'll work.
314 says, I'm on the Blues. I'm interested with what they are battling right now. I'm sucked into each game because I'm watching how they try to power through this. I like that.
They have to, and the injuries are part of the reason why they're struggling, but they have to figure out a way to win despite players being injured, because you still are a professional. And the ultimate goal is to win games. Despite, you can say next man up and, we got to play through these injuries. All of those things are true. You got to find a way to win. Like, nobody cares that you're injured.
No.
They are excited. They're happy that you're injured. Oh, hell, Robert Thomas not playing? Woo,
good.
Thank God. Like, nobody cares that you're, it's not an excuse for the players, because at the end of the day, you got to play.
Right.
You got to find a way to win.
Yep. Agreed.
Big question for you, Carey, from the 217.
Yeah.
Will be at the Illini game tomorrow also.
Okay.
Is the Aspen Tap a good place to go after?
Aspen Tap? I'm not familiar with the Aspen Tap. I don't know about the tumble in.
Do you tumble in, then
you tumble
out?
Yes, you do. Yes,
Tumble
you
Drum.
do.
I used to go there as a kid.
Yeah. No, it's a different place, Marsh.
Oh.
Yeah, different place altogether.
I haven't been to the Aspen Tap. Maybe I'll check it out.
All right, there you go. That's the biggest question of the day here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. When we come back, we got Bet the Board. We got 3 stars of the day. We got criticisms and compliments. It's all next. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your Schaefer Door Company 101 ESPN mobile app. Podcast is always brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board.
Oh.
What's
I was looking at the money line for the team we just said. That is brutal.
We'll figure something out.
That's brutal.
Oh, my.
That is brutal.
You have better odds to score a touchdown.
Oh,
First
my
touchdown
goodness.
score.
Wow.
All right, Marsh, what's the latest standings?
All right, I have 8 points. Anthony, you have 5. Jamie and Carey are tied at 4.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Man, you're hunting us down, aren't you?
Give me the Vegas Golden Knights tonight over the Utah Hockey Club. Money line.
Is that the one you wanted?
Nope.
Oh.
I just hit the table.
Yeah.
Every now and then I just randomly hit tables.
And that's at minus 125.
All right. Give me the Denver Broncos -2 against Falcons.
Come on.
You were actually leaning into this.
All the way.
He's willing to lose.
He is willing to lose so that his team can win.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. My guy James.
You said -2?
Yeah.
Okay.
My guy James is counting on me. And I'm not going to just piss away a month for him.
It's a win-win for you, though.
No, it's not. It's not a win-win.
It's a win. If you win and the Broncos win, then you get your point and you and James can continue this party. If the Falcons win, you feel good inside because they won and that's your team. So it is a win-win for you.
You know what? When the Broncos win by 1,
you'll be all the way.
then you're going to know what it's like to be a Falcon fan.
So can we break this down? How are the Falcons going to lose? What does that look like? How will they lose because
missed the extra point?
Because Koo misses a field goal? Is because Kirk doesn't throw the football downfield?
Well, we covered the Koo missed field goals last week.
Does Bijan fumble the football?
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. And Bijan's been great. So yeah, Bijan fumbles the ball when the
drive.
Falcons are driving. Yep.
Okay.
Down by 1?
No, they'll be down by 4. So they need a touchdown to win it.
Then you win.
Oh, yeah.
Or it could be they're trying to kill the clock.
Yeah.
Up by what?
So
2?
the Broncos,
They're up by 2.
The Broncos are up by 1. Falcons are driving.
Okay.
Bijan fumbles, just trying to get the ball set up correctly for
reaching out for a first
young
down.
White Koo. Yeah. Yep.
Didn't even need to because it was second down.
Correct.
Could have been 3rd and 1 instead. Turnover.
Welcome to my world,
Broncos
gentlemen.
ball.
Welcome to
All
my world. Yeah.
right. Give me George Pickens 4.5 catches over.
I should have taken the Broncos on the money line, minus 130. I didn't say final answer, did I?
I think it's final. Once I make my pick, I think that's how it
Who
works.
you get George Pickens over
4.5.
4.5 receptions? That feels pretty low.
I don't make the line.
Marsh, you give me Broncos minus 130.
Is it too late?
I didn't say final answer.
Marshy?
Broncos money line
Marshy,
minus
is it too
130.
late?
Final answer.
How about this? If you end up winning by 1 this month, we won't count it.
I like that.
I'll give it to you, though.
Thank
Being
you,
nice
Marsh.
today.
That's very nice of you. I appreciate you.
Who did Jamie pick?
Oh, Jamie, he picked...
Is he fading the Lions this week? Win-win?
He actually he texted in and took the New York Jets minus 4.
Yeah, here it is. George Pickens.
He loves the Jets.
The New York Jets?
Yeah, minus 4, he said.
I got the Jets winning, so that's not a bad pick.
Okay.
Who are they playing again?
Colts.
Oh, yeah.
With Anthony Richardson coming back.
Even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Marsh, what do we got for criticisms and compliments?
They're going to win, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes, they are.
This jerk hasn't texted in his picks, and we're picking games for him.
You to pick.
Winning. You can't go Jaguars on the money line.
No, not the Jaguars.
spread.
I said the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Who are they playing?
They got the Penguins tonight.
The Penguins haven't been great, though.
And then I gave you the hockey club versus the Golden Knights.
I didn't hear that one.
On the money
I don't
line.
like that. I don't like that one.
You don't like that one?
No, because that means I'm going to lose.
Oh, gosh.
What do you want to do?
I have Vegas against the hockey club.
Well, that's what I said. He's fading you. He's got the hockey club versus Vegas.
I know, but he's been winning when we pick picks for him.
Yeah, I don't want to give him like a 2-point swing for doing nothing.
You guys. The hockey club is not going to win that game. Yes, they are.
It's a weird line.
Yeah, all right. I did my part. Now, Jets win. Aaron Rodgers, MVP of the season. It's on you.
They may win by a field goal. Even then. All right, Marsh.
From the 636, it's actually, I believe, it's Rick, my Bet the Board partner this month. Hi, boys. Thanks for another great week. Skol, skol, skol. Marsh, how we doing in our picks? Have a great weekend. Let's go Blues. We are winning.
That sounds like Rick is rubbing it in a little bit.
No, he's celebrating with his guy. He's celebrating
How
with
we
Marshy.
doing, Marshy? Winning. How we doing? Winning.
If we don't like it, let's play better.
I agree.
From the 314, everyone have a great weekend.
You too.
You as well.
You do the same.
From the 314, hope you guys have a great weekend. M-I-Z.
I-N-I. Does that know how that goes?
No, it doesn't. What you did was the Fighting Illini chant. Nope, that's
Tigers.
different Tigers. Yeah, no, that's the LSU Tigers.
It's Tigers.
And it's not spelled go, G-O. It's different.
Yeah, G-E-A-U-X. Yeah. Same thing.
It's not. It's really not.
From the 904, we have to do this again. One more time for the weekend.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go.
From 314, from Justin, we will rally around the fast lane and we will have great radio.
Hey,
Yes.
Thank you, Justin.
Appreciate you.
From 314, another great week of show, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate you listening.
Yes. We ready for the 3 stars of the day?
Oh,
Certainly.
yeah.
Third star of the day goes out to J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Yes.
I'm going to jam to some J. Cole on my way home.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Sounds like a good band.
It's one person.
Sure it is.
Yeah. It's good music.
Yeah.
Second star of the day, the Snake Pit thought I wouldn't do it. Second star of the day goes out to the guy that put that new TV in. That is Dodie.
Yes. Nice job. Got us a new TV.
Yes.
You saw him on the YouTube chat.
Yeah. He was
Working
hanging out.
hard.
Yep. Hit his head up there,
He
too.
did. Be careful.
Kept going.
Kept going.
First star of the day, it's not even close. Colton Falk.
Colton Falk. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens when you try to
Marshall's
say
brother.
Colton Parayko and you're also
Justin
thinking of
Falk.
Justin Falk. You combine the two. Yeah. Blues and Bruins tomorrow, right here on 101 ESPN, pregame starting at 11 a.m. So if you're out and about, you want to listen to the Blues game, again, we got the coverage for you right here, starting with the pregame at 11 a.m. Following the game, if you're driving around at night and you want a little Georgia-Tennessee SEC action, well, we got that game for you too. Pregame starting at 6. And then on Sunday, Blues-Hurricanes pregame at 3 o'clock. And then we'll have the Monday Night Football game for you, Cowboys-Texans at 6:30, the pregame. That'll do it for us. Everybody have a great weekend. We appreciate you tuned in throughout the course of the week. Everybody have a safe and fun weekend, and we'll see you back on Monday. For Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.